to me. Okay, Ragnia says no. So it's not working for everybody. Alright, that's bizarre. Now, we're going to have another day where this doesn't work. Okay, so the stream went down and now it's back. Okay, that's weird. Alright, I'm waiting for someone to confirm that they can hear me and see me and hear the game music. So as soon as someone does that, then we can start. I can hear and see Dave and the game. Awesome. Okay, let me... The music cut out for a second because I'm rearranging windows on my end so I can see the chat window and see the game at the same time. Okay, and how many people are in the channel right now? It doesn't say. Wait, hold on. It says the channel is offline. Okay, that's bizarre. Why is it doing that? On my end, it says the channel's offline. Okay. I'm confused. I guess my end things are kind of screwy too. I'm going to refresh my window, and I'm sure this is absolutely thrilling to everybody. Okay, here we go. Now it says I'm live. Now I'm going to turn the volume down, and 4 people are in the channel. Okay, so if y'all could do me a favor and tweet that things are happening, I am going to do the same. So I got to bring up Twitter here. Okay. Blackwell Unbound. Stream is happening now. www.twitch.tv/WadjetIGames, and I hopefully spelled it right this time because I spelled it wrong yesterday. Hit send. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. Let's do this for real now. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is Blackwell Unbound, as you know. This game is interesting because it kind of started out as part of Blackwell Convergence, the next game. It kind of was it was a bit of Blackwell Convergence that was left on the cutting room floor. And then when I was kind of low on money, I decided to take those extra bits that I cut out of the game and make another game out of it. So that's what this is. And it ended up, it was this very quick project. It took about 4 months from conception to release. And it had a whopping budget of about $800. The art was done by a woman named Erin Robinson, who was a college kid at the time, and she was a fan of my work, and I asked her if she could help out for the money that I could give her, and she said yes. And the music is done by a guy named Thomas Reagan, who ended up becoming my main composer for all these years. So all the music you hear is his. So let's start.
Infinity. I've been told it's beautiful, but I don't think it's anything special. But when you live like me, most things become
I did this kind of pulsing saturation
life,
effect
death,
for
tormented
for
souls.
the
It's all
Void,
the same to me.
and I ended up
Sometimes
using
I
that in
wonder
every
if
single
anything will
Blackwell game
surprise me
since.
again.
I thought about going back and adding it to Blackwell Legacy, but
Sometimes I wonder if I even
I never
dare.
did. I just love this Lucky Charms in space. They kind of remind me of this candy called like Chalkies or something, or Smarties. I love, love, love this music. I'm not a fan of all those artifacts around all the text letters. These days I would render it in-engine instead of doing it in Photoshop and importing it into AGS. How does she even have a cigarette in the Void? She just wants them that badly. bright yellow
And stay out.
wallpaper. So 70s.
Aw, hey, you know I don't like that. What's your beef, anyway?
I am not talking to you.
Oh, promises, promises. So what's next on the list?
What's next? The balcony.
Why, gonna throw yourself over and join me?
No, I'm having a cigarette.
Great, you want a cigarette. What am I supposed to do?
You can do whatever the hell you like. Just one. Then I can get on with this.
You felt those artifacts add some charm. I'm glad someone liked them. Will I be doing a playthrough of all the Blackwell games on Twitch? Yes. If you weren't here yesterday, the reason why I'm doing them is because I've recompiled everything in the newest version of the AGS engine. So I gotta test them all. So I might as well do a live stream out of them. This. Oh, I know why I did this, because the switching characters was a new development in this game. I hadn't done it in Blackwell Legacy, and I wanted to do it here, so I made switching characters the first thing to do. And what's amazing is that a lot of first-time, like, newbie adventure game designers, they,
I'm not moving from this spot until I finished my cigarette.
They literally would sit here and wait for Lauren to finish her cigarette, thinking that's what they were supposed to do. And, what can you do about that? Probably could have tutorialized that better. But anyway, yep, let's switch to Joey. Oh, yeah, okay, this is, Blackwell Unbound. I didn't do the blue interface for Joey. That's interesting, yeah. I kept it brown the whole time. I think in Convergence, Deception, and Epiphany, the cursor changes slightly red when it's Rosa and blue when it's Joey for obvious reasons. Any chance for Linux ports of Technobabylon and Shardlight? Probably not anytime soon, I'm sorry to say. We are working on a Mac port. Linux is a little bit of a low priority at the moment just because it's so difficult to support a Linux version of something because there's so many different permutations and whatchamacallits of Linux, and we aren't familiar with it, and we don't like selling something that we can't actually support, which is why Linux is a low priority for us, because it's very difficult to support. I know that on GOG there are some Linux versions, and they created them in a wine wrapper, and they handle support for that, and we let them. They have decided not to do it for our later games, and there are internal reasons for that. I think the guy who was making those wine wrappers left the company. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm sorry. I know I'm disappointing a lot of Linux users, but it's kind of beyond our capability at the moment.
I'll let her handle the picture taking.
Abe has a very cool voice. He does. I've actually known Abe. I went to summer camp with Abe. That's how I know Abe. When we were like 13 years old is how I know him. We were in a performance of Macbeth together. He was King Duncan. I was one of the random lords who gets killed in the final act. Lennox was his name. All right, so let's talk to Lauren.
Hey.
What?
Yeah, that's another reason why it's a low priority, because AGS games run well with wine. Yeah, they do, so I just tell people to use that. We don't sell them directly because, like I said, we can't actually give it any kind of support because we know nothing about it.
Look, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
Joey is talking behind a wall. I would consider that very bad blocking in placement these days.
You done moping? Or do you want to grind your teeth
Scottish
some
play.
more?
No, it's only a curse
Just
if you
leave it
say
for
it
one
in a theater. That's the way it works. I'm in my home, I can say the word Macbeth. Or if you're an actor, and I'm not an actor.
Why the heck are you so mad?
You honestly don't know.
I have no idea.
Typical. If you don't know, I'm sure as hell not going to tell you.
Take another drag of that cigarette, darling. You get
You're
real ugly when you stop smoking.
Oh? Is that right?
Well,
Ugly am I?
take it easy, dear. It
The one
was
thing I
just a
really
little
like
joke.
about Blackwell
A joke.
Unbound
Yeah. I'm a
And it
riot.
seems like,
today, when those pipes burst.
it seems like a negative, but the fact that there are no talking
Wait, Is that
portraits
what's got you in such a guff?
means that I can play a
got soaked,
lot
and
more
you
with
just
like
laughed.
characters moving around and things like that because they're not blocked by the portraits, and that's something that I only recently realized when I've had games with much bigger and detailed portraits that I always have to think about where the portraits are on the screen. So it's nice in this game to have not have to deal with that.
Alright, I'll try and hold it in next time.
It was cold and wet and slimy. It wasn't funny.
The banter
You
is one of
should
the
have
best parts.
seen the look on your face.
I will say,
The
yeah.
way you jumped.
Still wasn't funny.
Writing their
If you
dialogue
say
was
so.
kind of a pleasure after Blackwell Legacy because it's always easier to write dialogue
I'm
between
finished.
characters who
Let's get on
know
to
each other
There's a few things we
versus
haven't checked,
characters
right?
who don't.
Yes, I've got the list.
And
right
since Lauren and Joey
Every-
know each other, there was a lot more freedom to kind of just have them banter. Legacy was a lot more challenging because Rosa and Joey were getting to know each other, which is by the time Convergence came around, it was a little bit more freeing because their relationship was already established, and I didn't have to worry about any of that, build up of their relationship. It was already established. So with Blackwell Unbound, I cheated. Oh, I love the way she just tosses the cigarettes on the ground. Okay, what am I doing? Right. Okay, switch to Lauren.
I wish I could charge him rent.
This actress was an amazing find. Her name is Danny Marco, and I just randomly. It was one of those scenes where I met her at a party, and I'm like, I love your voice. You want to be in my game? And she said yes, and she worked for free. She came in every day for a week and worked for free. I couldn't believe it because she's so good. She was like one of the first real actresses I've ever worked with outside of Abe. Like she's been in films, she's been in she was so good. She was the first real professional actress I worked with, and she worked for free. I couldn't believe what I got away with back then. Like I said, this game cost $800.
I guess I could take this along.
The dictaphone and the camera.
Got it.
All right, let's take a picture of Joey, huh?
Joey,
Yeah, doll.
say cheese.
I remember thinking when I started this, when I added this mechanic, that there would end up being a lot more characters in the game than there ended up being. So it's a neat mechanic, but you can only take pictures of 4 people because there's only 4 people that you can take pictures of. The game's native resolution is 320 by 320 width by 240 height. So 3x4 resolution. That's its native resolution. And right here, it's the newest version of AGS scales up the game in a much more natural, intuitive way than it used to, which is the main reason why I've upgraded. All right, wait. Where's her case list? Right. Oh wow, that's one thing I need to fix. It's interesting. Okay, I'm playing the game to test it, and I'm seeing the inventory items are way too far apart from each other. So I'm gonna mark that down. Sorry about the volume. Way too far. Oh.
That was a toy car.
My wife just kicked one of Eve's toy cars over. Okay, so I've marked that down. Hearing the dictaphone is so cool after all further games. Yeah, I wish I had. Might as well. Hey, you've got me here. Let's listen to the dictation machine, and I'll tell you about her various dreams. Whoops. Some of them didn't actually make it into future games, and I'm very sad about that. But I'll tell you what my original plans were.
This is a little recording device. It's called a dictaphone. I've been using it to record my dreams.
Listen to the first recording.
Testing. Hello? Does my voice really sound like that?
I remember how to play
Gotta cut back on the
Sigmanus, yeah.
cigarettes. Anyway, I've been having some extreme dreams lately, but I don't remember any of them. I get the strangest feeling that they're important, but I can't put my finger on why. I'm keeping this recorder next to my pillow so I can record what I remember as soon as I wake up.
You don't have a bed in your apartment, lady. I imagine her bed is somewhere down here. Play the next recording.
First entry, February 21st, is it? God, my head. I dreamed tonight. It's already fading away. I saw my mother. She was calling out to me and waving. She was smiling, and her face was bright. So bright.
Let's see.
I see a child, 7 or 8 years old. She's surrounded by other children, but she's
This
all
is a,
I call out to her, but she doesn't hear. Something is wrong. With me? With her?
she's dreaming of Rosa as a child, in a foster home, feeling sad. That scene never made. That was going to be like a flashback in a later Blackwell game, but it never ended up getting made. But if you know who Rosa is and you know her history, then you kind of know what that is. What is my preferred filter options? Nearest neighbor. It's the best resolution. It's how it's meant to be seen. It's how it was designed. So no filter. I sort of thought she slept on the couch based on what she said about keeping it next to her. All right, let's go with that. Let's go with that. She puts it next to her couch.
I see a man in tattered clothes. He looks at me and screams. I look in a mirror and see a huge horn.
This is obviously the end of Blackwell
some
Legacy.
reason, I'm not
The deacon
surprised.
and the demon there. Yep. Sort of.
I'm on the Brooklyn Bridge staring at the seaport.
This is pretty
I'm
obvious.
alone,
She's
strangely at peace.
she's dreaming
The
of her
water, it looks so cool and
of herself in the water. She's dreaming of her own funeral, basically. Isn't that pleasant?
I dreamt I was in a strange room. The walls are a deep pink.
She's dreaming of
and
Rosa's
there are
bedroom
books and
here.
papers everywhere. Joey is behind me, trying to get my attention. I ignore him. I feel strangely good about it.
I get to watch her snore in that every night. You're right. Okay, you guys remember my game better than I do. Oh man. I remember once, like, I used to be a big fan of Orson Scott Card before he kind of went off the rails, but I remember he would say how he would consult his own fan forums about the sequels to Ender's Game and the Alvin Maker books because they remember it better than him. I can sort of see why he would do that.
I see Jack and Maria. They're far away, but I know it's them. I see his glasses and her bright red hair. I want to join them. I run to catch up. I almost get there, but I trip and fall. Maria turns to help me up, but it's not Maria. She's got red hair like Maria, but it's someone else. She says she's sorry. Then I wake up.
This was gonna be oh god, what was the original scene for that? It got changed, obviously. One of the last scenes in Epiphany when Rosa and Lauren met for the first time. Originally, Rosa was gonna meet her whole family there, and instead I just limited it to Lauren because that's the one that the fans and the players had the emotional connection with. So that's what that was, and Rosa does tell Lauren that she's sorry in Blackwell Epiphany. So that's I was glad to have kept that consistent.
I'm in a hospital room.
This is
There's a
obviously
Chinese
Blackwell
girl
Legacy.
lying on the bed. I want to help her, but she doesn't want to be helped. Suddenly, I say a magic word, and her eyes widen with trust. I've made a friend, and yet I don't want her friendship. I run away. I'm on a fire escape.
This is
talking
Blackwell
with a man who
Convergence,
wants to be my
obviously,
friend.
when
Suddenly, his face turns blue.
when
He
what's his
can't
name?
breathe.
Claude
He dies.
Erden dies.
It's my fault. I could have stopped it. I'm in a huge house. I see gas lamps and electric lights. I look into a mirror and see an old woman.
I did pay her for
reaches
Blackwell
out of the
Epiphany,
grab
yeah.
me.
I was
take
very
her
happy to
hand
finally do
and
that.
Hold it tight. Then I wake up.
Okay, that scene, oh god. Okay, that was gonna be a whole game that I never ended up making. I had this really clever idea of the introduction of Madeline and Jocelyn was gonna be a whole game by itself where you have Rosa and Joey investigating this old house on Long Island. And it turned out to be a house that Madeline and Jocelyn had also investigated, like, 80 years earlier. And you would go back and forth between them and she says, electric candles and electric lights and candles, because in the old days it was lit by candles and or gas lights and modern day electric lights. And the mechanic was that you would switch between time periods by looking in a mirror. You look at the mirror, see the other version, and you'd switch. So it was a very neat mechanic that sadly never went beyond that. Aside from the cool gimmick, I couldn't think of an interesting story and plot and puzzles and everything to go around it. I just couldn't think of anything cool, and I ended up just not making the game. So that was that. Wow, still haven't left the first room, and how long has this stream been going on? 20 minutes?
I'm on a train speeding
Oh,
away
this
into the
one.
night. Next to me is a man. I know nothing about him, yet I trust him. I think I love him. Then he disappears. What did I do wrong?
That actually was going to be a reference to Jeremy Sams in Blackwell Deception. My original thought for him was that he would be alive, and that would be like this kind of awkward romantic subplot there. But when I ended up making the game, I just ended up making him dead instead. I just felt that worked better, and so now when people ask me about that dream in Lauren's diary, I tell people that it's a reference to Resonance instead, where Anna and Ed are on the subway train. So, still works.
I'm trapped somewhere bright. I see my mother and a woman I don't recognize. I see Joey far away, calling out for me. We're fighting for our lives, but it's too late. The world goes dark. I hate that dream.
You know what? I think... Oh, achievement unlocked. Yeah, apparently that's good to know the achievement worked. I have the Steam functionality set up with this. Uh-oh, what happened here? Okay, here we go. My screen just went blank. Yeah, that dream... I think the original ending for the series was going to be a lot more epic and complicated. I honestly don't remember what that originally was going to be, but it sounds really cool, doesn't it? Okay, let's put it away. All right, let's go. Let's finally do something. Leave this room.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Chain smoker. Hey, Shelly's here? Swinging by for a quick hello, gotta run to a record, but hi, Dave. Who am I in this one? You're Harriet Sherman, Shelly. Sherman, Shelly. You are, we're not up to you yet. Wait, what am I doing? Oh my god.
Well, that was pointless.
Wow, that was loud. I actually called you on that. That's funny. All right.
Just this one looks
All
resonant.
right, let's go. Let's move it.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Okay. Hi, Shelly. All right. Let's see. Shall we see the saxophone ghost? Let's go to this one. Let's go to 53rd and Lex. That way we get to Shelly's character faster.
Well, this is it.
Yep. All's quiet so far.
I was called on this later, but this neighborhood back in the 70s was like incredibly dangerous, like like really dangerous. Like even with a ghost companion, you wouldn't have walked here alone. So yeah, let's switch to Joey and go in.
All right, I'm going in to check it out.
Shardlight, your
close to the
creation,
wall.
or are you just advising and
sure.
publishing?
Let me know what you find.
How do I explain Shardlight? She's
Hello?
107 years old. By now she'd
Anyone
be
here?
Really old. Shardlight was a game that I funded.
What do you see?
It
Is it
was
clean?
usually I publish someone else,
Well,
and
hurry up then.
it's more I
Feel
make the
stupid
game and
pressed up
we
against this
share.
wall.
I give them a royalty afterward, but with Shardlight, Francisco is basically a full-time designer developer. He was on staff. I paid him a salary while he made that game, and so it's a Wadjet game, but it's not a Dave Gilbert game, if that makes any sense. But I was pretty heavily involved with the making of it from almost the very beginning, so I was there as kind of like a producer advisory kind of person, if that makes any sense. All right, there's a lot of questions here, so I am gonna scroll up and see. I love the music. Thank you. When he goes into the void, I love that one too. It looks interesting. It's on my list of adventure games to play. Cool. Yes. Lauren could just stub her cigarette on someone. She does that. Jambalaya Records. Yep. If Francisco ends up on this stream, he's gonna love that.
Did I leave the gas on?
That's Chen Young. I think I mentioned
Where else
yesterday.
can I go?
Chen Young played Allie and Kelly in Blackwell Legacy, and it was soon after this game. I kind of lost track of Chen Young. She
Did I leave the gas on?
I don't know where she went. And the weird thing is, she inspired Blackwell Deception. Chen Young actually had an experience with a street psychic that inspired that whole thing. So I guess when I get to Blackwell Deception, I'll talk about that. Pleasant greeting.
Hey there.
Huh? Could someone be there? Of course not. No one would be so rude as to enter without knocking.
I'll be back. Friggin' spooks.
Friggin' spooks. It wasn't until like the third or fourth game where I
I'd
think
like to see them try.
someone said that the word spooks is kind of a little racist, so sorry about that. I did visit a phony psychic myself, kind of on Chen Young's behalf. It was like she had this nasty experience with one, and she went to she actually brought the story to like a news organization. I forget which news channel, but she they needed someone to kind of go in and kind of I guess act weird and be undercover and try to get scammed by a psychic, and that was me.
It says Seagram Realty. I guess they're the guys who own this construction outfit. Cheap material. I want nothing to do with it.
This is back in the day. I was that was Rebecca in the Magical Racist outtake. Wow, you're good. This is one of my old, very very subtle hints that Joey was a tailor, because he comments on fabric
Cheap
and material.
I want nothing to do with it.
So I mean, I was so subtle back then, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm being so clever. But it's not really clever if and nobody notices, is it? So there's that. Half beard mountain look. Yeah, I was sick. I was gonna shave, but then I didn't.
They have no right. No right.
Love it when Rebecca and Abe start swearing. Yeah, I remember once they were their sessions converged once, where I think Rebecca was leaving just as Abe was coming, and I'm like, I gotta get a picture of you together, because I never see you two together. And they just wouldn't shut up. They wouldn't shut up for like 15 minutes. I'm like, I just want to get a picture of you guys. Look at the camera for 2 seconds. And they finally did eventually. Chat with Laura.
Hello out there.
Joey?
This is
What are you
like
doing
3
in there?
days. My beard grows really fast. I should shave. I'm technically on television, right? I should look nice. I'm wearing my like stupid fleece and old t-shirt, and I'm unshaven. How many people are on the stream right now? 56. How are 56 people? 56 of you watching me? Okay, let's do this.
I need you to do something.
Oh,
What?
it's always fun doing stuff like this.
Do a little dance.
What? Why?
I'll explain later. Just do it.
Okay. What did that accomplish?
I can't believe you just did that.
I hate you so much.
They want to fight? I'll give them.
Sometimes you just gotta have fun with your characters. You just really do.
I said, hey there.
No.
I'm beautiful as you are.
Nobody there.
Thank you.
Door is locked and
Thank
barred.
you.
Nobody could.
I call it designer. It's in the designer stubble stage right now. In a few more days, it'll really start to be
Just look at me, why don't you?
not very nice.
I know you can see me.
No. Visitors must knock or ring the bell. That's the way
Way
it's
it's
done.
done. The interesting thing about the voice actor here is or the voice acting is that originally I kind of
Where else
wrote the
can I
character
go?
as being very mousy, and then the kind of high class snootiness is was Chen Young's
Hello
idea.
out there.
So
Joey? What are you doing in there?
ask for
I
help
need
again.
you to
It better be good.
knock on the gate.
knock
door.
on the gate door.
Knock on the door? Why?
I'll explain later. Just do it.
It was actually Abe
A
Goldfarb
knock?
who introduced me to Shelley
Oh,
here.
A visitor.
And Brian
just a
Silliman,
minute.
who was
Isn't
Azriel in
okay?
Gemini Rue, and
It'll have to
among
do.
other things. They were all on a play together.
Hello?
Mrs. Crawling, 2007. Shelley played this kind of older woman, the titular Mrs. Crowling, and I needed an older woman for this game, so I asked Shelley if she could do that voice, and she said yes.
Hello.
And the rest is history.
Hello, can I help you?
What's your name?
Excuse me?
Oh, Brian's
Name.
such a silly man.
My
I'm sure
name
he's
is on the
not
door.
sick of that joke
If
at
you
all.
don't know-
I'm Joey Malone, miss.
Well, Mr.
Mr.
Malone,
Malone.
to what do I owe the pleasure?
The problem with naming Joey Malone is that I would always forget if it was one L or two, and I'd always have to look up the first game to see how I spelled it.
I'm a bit lost. Can you tell me where I am?
Sorry, I'm not...
Shelley was also in Gemini Rouge. She was Sayuri.
Are you looking for a specific apartment or...
Apartment? You mean we're inside a building?
Yes? Are you feeling all right, mister?
Alright, I don't think I need to go through all of that
They
right
have
now.
no right.
I think I have all I
No
need.
Right.
Go through the gate. Yeah, we can call,
So, is it all taken care of?
Not yet, dear.
Slacker.
Nope, I can't leave unless she
Oh.
goes with me.
Right, okay, in the old days, the actual living person had to leave the room before you could leave the room. I changed that later, where either character could go out, and then the other character would follow. Mrs. Crowling was only 44. I meant older. I was, I was 29 at the time, so, Mrs. Crowling seemed old to me. Now I'm like, whatever. Yeah, exactly. She seemed old to us because we were all in our 20s. Actually, no, I was exactly 30. I was not in my 20s. All right, let's go home. Oh yeah, this is my cameo as Jack Blackwell.
Lauren, it's Jack. Lauren, I know you're there. I'm your brother, for God's sake, talk to me.
Hanging up. What's funny is that I never really quite expected Lauren Blackwell to be so popular with the fans. I would have done more games with her, maybe. Except I don't know if she would have gotten tiresome after a while. Okay, phone book. Harriet Sherman.
Got her. There's a phone number, but no address.
Okay, here we go, Shelley.
Hello?
Is this Harriet Sherman?
Hello?
Who is this?
My name is Lauren Blackwell.
You can call Rabbi Stone, that's right.
I'm calling from Seagram Realty.
Oh, why didn't you say? You've got my $60.
Yes, I do. But before I give it to you, I have to ask you a couple of questions.
Fine. Come on by and I'll answer whatever you want. 24 Rector, down in Battery Park City. Just buzz up.
So, Joey,
Yeah?
got any spare cash on you?
Sorry, left my wallet in my
She
other
doesn't sound
pants.
anything like Amy.
Probably the pair I was buried in.
We were younger and more innocent sounding back then. In the old days of 2007. Alright, let's look up.
Yes, there is an entry for Russell Stone.
When Abe saw this in the script, he flipped out. He was so excited to do this. All the games I've written tend to take place in the same universe, yeah.
Yes, hello?
What can I do for you?
I'm not sure.
Vault. Then call back when you do.
What was the point of that?
I don't know. His voice sounded kind of familiar, though.
Sometimes you just gotta do it.
The things I'll do for a case. Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
I can't wait for Unavowed either, believe me. Okay, Shelley, are you still there? Here we are.
It's open. I'm back here in the kitchen.
Harriet?
Mrs. Sherman, if you don't mind. You from Seagram Realty?
Yes.
Have you got my money?
I wanted to ask you a few questions first.
You're welcome to ask me anything you'd like. After you give me the money. You got it?
I sure do.
It's about time. Give it here.
Here you go.
It's all here, sure enough. I'd say thanks if I hadn't had to fight tooth and nail to get it.
What teeth, you old bat?
Don't worry about it.
Well, I won't. Now, you wanted to ask me something?
Shiva was also a funny game. It's funny because, like, when I originally wrote the Shiva, I thought, like, Rabbi Stone is this really sad character. He's, questioning his faith. He's, really depressed. Everything is falling down around him. And then people email me and they're like, yeah, that guy's hilarious. He's so funny. And I'm like, really? I always thought he was really sad. But whatever.
So tell me about yourself.
Me? Why do you want to know?
Your name came up during an investigation I'm working on.
Investigation? Don't you work for
Hey, Shelley.
Realty?
Not exactly.
Ah, you just use them as a way to get to me, huh?
Yes. Is that a problem?
Oh,
I
not
remember
at
when
all.
Thomas,
Just don't
I think
spend
it's in
your
like
money
the,
now.
She's all...
in one of the whatchamacallums. It's in like one of the extras on this game. But one of Thomas's original tracks for this scene was like this heavy, like, I mean, there's no other word to describe it. This heavy, very Jewish sounding track that was really very heavy. And so I couldn't use it because it was just way too distracting and a little too on the nose. But it's in the game in the specials in the extra section if you want to listen to it.
What can you tell me about the construction site on 53rd Street?
You've been there? How's the old place looking?
It's a big hole in the ground.
Ha! Can only be an improvement. I used to live there. Then Seagram Realty bought it and tore it down. Going to build something new and fancy, no doubt.
They kicked you out of your own
Some really bad design here. You have to keep asking about the same subject and select the same option over and over again, which in hindsight was really, really bad design. Sorry about that if anyone got
I can
sucked.
almost forgive
Got
them
sucked,
for nearly
got stuck.
robbing me.
So they paid you money to leave.
Yep. Like I said, it was a pretty generous deal. Building was about to be condemned anyway.
Yeah,
so
it
everyone was grateful for
does
the
sound like
offer.
they're
Well,
dancing. If
everyone
there's
except
time
Mavis
to get to that,
Wilcox.
I'll play it for you.
Who is Mavis Wilcox?
A lunatic is what she was. She lived down the hall from me, so I know how crazy she was.
Why was she crazy?
She refused to leave is why.
Lauren doesn't have the
Seagram
rabbi's
was offering
phone.
her a
She looked him up in the
fortune,
phone book
but
and called
still
him.
She refused.
Why did Mavis refuse to leave?
She was a lunatic. I believe I already established this.
I believe
A total
I already
shut-in.
established
The prospect
this.
of leaving her little
I couldn't do this
apartment
voice, Shelley, if you
terrified
paid me $1
her.
million.
I'm old and feeble. If I could manage the move, she could have. Of course, it doesn't matter now.
Thanks, Shasiru. Thank you. Yeah, Lauren ended up being a real fan favorite. And like I said at the beginning, what's funny is that I kind of pulled this game out of my butt. When I first made it, it was just like pure capitalist reasons. I was running out of money and I needed something quick to make, and I made this, designed it in a couple of weeks, and made it really cheap and got it out in a couple of months, in about 3 or 4 months, and ended up being the fan favorite. This is when people list their favorite Blackwell games. Blackwell Unbound is usually at the top of the list. There's probably a lesson in that. I wouldn't recommend working that way, but it just goes to show anything, you just never know.
Did they ever get Mavis to leave?
Oh, you could say that. Yes, you could definitely say that. She left all right. Left the entire world, in fact.
You mean she
People
died?
used to have these big books with everyone's phone number printed in them. Wow. The fact that you have to explain that makes me feel very, very old.
So tragic.
For a butt-originated game, it's amazing. Yeah.
Did they ever find out who killed Mavis?
No. Some street kid, most likely, thought the building was empty and went in to steal whatever was left over. Didn't count on anyone being there. Bumped into Mavis, then had to kill her. Happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
How well did you know Mavis?
Like I said,
Close to
I lived
30.
just down the hall
Get
from
out.
her, on the 3rd floor. I didn't know her well, but she did get some mail just before they smashed the place up. I took it, just in case a relative or something came looking. But it's been 6 months, and nothing.
God, they're
Anything else you
still
can tell me
talking.
about
They're still
Mavis?
talking.
Just that she lived on the 3rd floor with me. There's nothing else.
It's the shortest Blackwell game, I think for sure. Actually, I'm not sure. You can speed through Legacy really, really fast, because it's mostly dialogue, so you can skip through that really fast if you don't read any of the dialogue.
Anything else you can tell me about Mavis?
Just that she there.
Can you tell me anything else about your old building?
Good riddance is what I say. I lived on the 3rd floor. Everyone on the street could see me. I like my new place much better.
Do you still have Mavis's things?
Yes, I do. Such as
Please
they
still
are.
don't making your
There
games
was
any
much,
shorter. Oh
just
no, no,
that
no, no,
envelope
no.
on the counter.
That's
Can I look at it?
You
I
knew
move
Mavis?
forward. I
Sort of. Yes.
take lessons from the
Might as well
past
take a look
and
at
move
it.
forward. That's
Nobody
all
else
I
has
do.
come looking.
Thanks. Goodbye, Mrs. Sherman.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention it. And I think that's the last we need to see of Mavis. All right, let's go home and read that notebook.
There's not much in here, just a foot.
Ooh, that low res, blurry text. I cringe every time I see that now.
That's her. That's the ghost at the construction site.
So our ghost's name is Mavis Williams.
Can't believe that's supposed to be a young Sam Durkin. That makes me laugh whenever I think of that. I don't think you actually had... I don't even know. I never even looked this up. Did you have, like, shirts with university logos on them back in the 70s? I honestly don't know. So I guess that might be an anachronism. I don't know. Oh, and this picture here, what's funny is the woman who designed, who sketched out this picture. Her name is Julie Gilberg, not Gilbert, Gilberg, and I went to summer camp with her along with Abe, and the camp was called Buck's Rock, and this tree is the logo for the summer camp, so I thought that was a really nice touch. That was her little Easter egg for me and me alone, and anyone else who might have gone to Buck's Rock, which actually was open in the 70s. I'm sounding really
let's get outta
nasal
here.
right now, aren't I? I'm
behind you.
still getting over a cold. Alright, let's go to... I guess the Roosevelt Island.
Looks like
What
another
a
bus,
babe.
Joey.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe not.
Shelley, you still there?
Wait, you hear that?
I think so.
Let's get closer.
Duh.
Look.
This guy I also met through Abe Goldfarb the
Looks like
same
our
night
evening
I
might
met
not be
Shelley
total
and
rush
Brian.
After all.
His name is Daryl. Oh, the guy who plays the saxophone player.
Nice tune. You write it yourself?
I'll talk more about him once we hear him for the first time.
I'm Lauren Blackwell. What's your name? Ugh, forget it.
Joey can get hit as many times as you want him to. I think there's a count for that. I'm not sure.
I should try getting his attention the polite way first.
Ooh, okay. Laura, I love how a cigarette just magically appears in her hand. There is like there are pages of functions that just handle her smoking. Because she's walking with the cigarette, she talks with the cigarette, she, I think you can't avoid getting hit, but I think there's a bare minimum of times you can get hit, and I think there is an achievement for that. Actually, let's see. Achievements. Shiva call. Alright, what is it? Take it on the chin. Get hit only once. That's the achievement. Oh, photo album, that's right. Alright, let's take a picture of him.
Say cheese.
And Joey's blocking her, because I remember if she didn't throw away her cigarette, the game would crash. So I remember really having to remember to do that. When you press tab in the menu, it usually... Yes! Oh my god, Sasha, it's so funny you mentioned that, because when I first compiled this, I ran it to see if it would work, and the first thing I did, I don't know, I hit the tab button, and I ended up in this scene. And it blew my mind. I couldn't figure out why that happened. And I'm like, that has been in the game since day one. Since the game launched in 2007, that's been in the game. And I couldn't believe it. Now the bug is fixed. 10 years later, the bug is fixed. But that blew my mind. Yeah, no excuses. I'm sorry.
I should try getting...
Alright.
Hey, Mac, the name's Joey. Ah, the talkative sort, are we? Well, we'll soon sort that out.
By the way, if you listen closely, it's the reoccurring Blackwell theme, which you'll hear through the entire series.
That's a pretty nice instrument you got there. Mind if I have a look? Hey, do you feel like you've got somewhere to go but don't know where? It means you're dead, Mac. Can you even hear me? I'll be back, pal. Don't you worry.
Alright, let's grab the cigarette.
Hey, I'm talking, Buster.
Hey! You let go!
Echo Papa, that is exactly what they would see. You let go!
I'm Joey. Pleasure to meet you.
I don't care who you are. Nobody interrupts my set.
Yeah, that is Daryl Lathan, another guy I met through Abe, the same night I met Shelly and Brian. He's become one of my regulars. Daryl's just... He's Daryl. He's just really fun. Really awesome actor.
I need to ask you a few questions first.
Not now, man. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? Get off the stage!
Stage? Oh!
That's how we treat your kind at Johnny Ivory's.
Johnny Ivory's? What are you talking about? Hello? Oh, we're dealing with a real sharp tack here.
Notebook updated. Alright. Wow, that's a very small hotspot for the exit. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, whatever.
Nope, I can't leave it. I don't leave.
I gotta use Lauren instead of Joey. Updated my journal. Alright, I gotta look up the place before going there. Which, now that I'm playing it now, it seems like really unnecessary busy work. Sorry, guys.
I'm not ready for a nap.
Whoops.
Johnny Ivory's Jazz and Cabaret. It's on Bleecker and 7th Avenue. You up for some jazz, Joey?
You mean we finally get to listen to some real music?
Call it my special treat.
You know, I don't even know if Bleecker and 7th Avenue really intersect in real life, do they? I'm not sure if they do. I gotta look this up. I'm sorry. I gotta find out for sure. Bleecker and 7th Avenue. Did I screw this up? Okay. Yes. 7th Avenue between yes, okay. They intersect. Okay. I wasn't wrong after all. That's good to know. Alright. Let's go.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
And if you haven't heard of Planescape, you can get off this channel. Alright, let's see, where am I going? Johnny Ivory's. Daryl Lathan also plays this guy. I originally had a guy named Mark Smith voice him, but honestly, he wasn't very good. He just didn't suit the part, and he wasn't really an actor. He was more of a radio guy. So he had a nice voice, but he didn't really sell the character. And it was more like halfway through the session when he even looked at me and just kind of nodded his head no. And he's like, I don't think this is going to work. And I agreed. And I'd already worked with Daryl recording Isaac. So I asked Daryl if he could do this, and he said yes. And he was so perfect. And you can't really tell it's the same actor, which is pretty cool.
This one looks interesting.
Do 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 do. I actually told the artist who sketched this that I think her name is Sarah Brown here. She should be based on like looked like the Supremes, because I figure like this picture's about 10 years old, and the game takes place in the 70s, and the Supremes were big in the 60s, so that's what I based her on.
The only thing holding up that dress is fate. Pretty girl, though.
The line should have been Faith. That was my mistake. I actually wrote the joke wrong, but no one's called me on it yet. Let's take that picture. Picture of a picture. And just to save time, let's
Just some sheet music, nothing special.
let's have Joey look at the sheet music.
What do we have here? He's written something at the top of the sheet. Property of Cecil Sharp. Aw, how sweet. Maybe his mommy signed it for him.
One thing that's kind of cool about having all of the Blackwell games done by different artists is that they all had they all put their different style on the game. Every game looks kind of different, and this is a little pretentious, but I always compared it to Neil Gaiman's Sandman, where they all were done by different artists, but they all had the same writer, Neil Gaiman, and I always kind of compare Blackwell to that, where they all have different styles, but they all are the same game. Wow, there is a bar there? I just made up the address because it was in the neighborhood I wanted up at the bar. That's really funny. Okay, that's really, really funny that there's a bar there. Okay, let's talk to Cecil.
Hey, mister.
Yes.
Got a minute?
For a pretty thing like you.
I got several. Oh my god.
So what brings you here on such a sad night?
Oh my god, no one can do smooth and sleazy like Daryl can. Maybe Abe could come close, but Daryl, yeah.
I just love music.
Well, how about that?
You know what I think people really liked about this game
It's a
is
match
that
made in heaven.
Lauren,
And
even
Lauren,
as like
what's your
embittered
name?
as she is, like
Pleasure's
she's
all
having
mine.
fun. You know, she's. I wouldn't say she loves life, but
See.
you can tell
You got it,
Danny,
sis.
the actress, is having fun. Like they're flirting and bantering, and it's just fun, and that's very important. I think a lot of media in terms in games and film and television and everything kind of rebelling against this whole like grim, dark kind of aesthetic that really was prevalent in a lot of media, and now you see it with like the Marvel movies and especially with Guardians of the Galaxy, how, you know, let's have something bright and colorful and fun, you know, and not everything has to be so grim and gritty and like all the DC properties you've got now.
Is that C like the water?
That's C like the cold.
Yep.
It's the first
C
chord I
sharp.
played.
I know, right? I don't think there was a C sharp when this game came out.
Ain't that the
Did C
truth?
sharp exist in 2007? I'm not sure. Actually, my wife would know. She's a programmer. Janet, did C sharp exist in 2007? It did. Okay. She says it did.
It's okay.
She's one of
for me
those
to
real
talk to you
programmers
like
who went to
this.
school for it.
I don't
Not
hear
like me,
anybody
who
else
just uses
play.
AGS.
Dull night, huh?
You could say that. But I think it just got a bit more interesting.
Is that right?
Well, these lips don't lie.
What? Okay, developed in 2000. So, so what do I know? It's older than I thought.
You know any other musicians?
I do run in those circles, yeah.
Any of them play here?
Sometimes we get major gigs. But me, I'm what you call the
Dependable type.
These fingers can go all night long.
The Garrett looks
Can
super
they now?
hipster.
Oh, jeez, make him stop.
Since Planescape got brought up, when should we expect me to do a modern fantasy RPG? Unavowed comes close. It's not a real RPG, but it's modern fantasy. It's more like it's yeah. Anyway,
Do you read The New Yorker?
Nope, sorry.
I'm looking for info about a musician.
Well, I'll try to help you out. Who is he?
I don't know his name. I think he's a sax player.
I know
Bye,
lots
Hat
of
Next. Thanks for coming.
saxophonists.
Big guy, kind of chubby.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Is your name Cecil Sharp?
Now, who went and told you that?
Oh, you could say a little bird told me.
Tweet, tweet.
Well, you won't go
tweet,
tell
tweet.
nobody,
I
will
think
you?
this is before Twitter
Lips
was a
are
thing.
Sealed.
That takes on a whole new meaning now. Alright. Oh, we could take a picture of him.
See you around.
Anytime, sister.
Anytime, sister. Ooh, okay, that's weird. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh well. No, yes it did. Yes it did. Okay. He does change songs, okay? Yes, forgot.
Say cheese.
Let's look at the photos. What have we got so far? We've got Joey. Wow, these are blurry. So blurry and low res. Wife ever complains about the programming parts of the Blackwell series? We met when I was doing Blackwell conversions, and I wouldn't say she complained about them. It's more that she had to deal with my really basic coding skills in the very early games for Blackwell Legacy and Unbound. I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't indent, so Janet had to deal with that when she was porting it to iOS. I learned to indent later, and I kind of gained better skills. I figured out more efficient ways of doing things. So yeah, she didn't complain, but I don't think she was terribly happy. Oh, she says she's happy. Okay. Game runs in 320 by 200 like most AGS titles and scales up. Actually, the early AGS games force your monitor to change resolutions. That's the main reason why I've upgraded to the latest version of AGS. I know I'm explaining this a lot as new people come to the stream and they wonder why I'm upgrading. So yeah, that's it. Now, that's what's supposed to happen. The game is supposed to expand to fit your screen using a nearest neighbor filter, so all the pixels stay the same. But in the earlier versions of AGS, which was originally made in 1999, imagine that. That's when the engine was first made. It's been updated a hell of a lot since then. But back then, it forced your monitor to change resolutions, which is harder to do. It's harder for modern monitors to go that small, which is why you get a lot of weird glitches and issues with early AGS games now. So I like people to keep buying and playing my games, so I'm upgrading. Where am I going? Johnny Ivory's. Okay, if you know Francisco Gonzalez, whoops, not Johnny Ivory's. I want to go to oh wait, I gotta look at the picture first, and then go to Jambalaya Records. If any of you know Francisco Gonzalez on Twitter, Grundislav Games, you can tell him that you are on the stream and about to see his character of Dwayne, and that is, I'm sure he'll love to hear that. You were there when the first AGS editor was released, really? Wow, I first learned AGS in 2001, about 2 years after it first was a thing. So you were there from the beginning. That's impressive.
Here we go. Jambalaya Records, 240 Essex Street. I'll jot that down. Come on, let's get out of here.
Messed around but never made anything substantial. Yeah, you know, that's allowed. Jambalaya. It's like Jamaican themed jazz, or reggae jazzy kind of. Alright, let's go in. Actually, I love the way, I remember really liking the way this room was designed. Because you walk in, her light changes, and then she goes behind this window, which I always thought was really neat. Oh god, I remember there was this awful puzzle in the game originally where there was a radio station on that poster here, and then you had to call the radio station, request a song, and you would play that for Isaac the Ghost with a little portable radio, and it was such an awful puzzle, and I'm glad I cut it.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. I'm Dwayne.
Rob Blank and Larry Vales. Yeah, I remember those. I remember those. Those were considered like top of the line at the time.
You're open late.
Really? Yeah, I suppose I am.
What does my company name mean? The Wadjet eye is an Egyptian symbol. It's the Eye of Horus. And I used to read a lot of Egyptian stories and myths when I was a kid, and I saw the picture of the Wadjet eye, and I thought it was just neat looking. And so I always knew that if I ever wanted a logo for anything, I would use the Wadjet eye. And when I was making Blackwell Legacy, I needed a website and I needed a company name, and I couldn't think of anything. And after wrecking my brain, I realized, well, I'm going to use the Wadjet eye as my logo, so I'm going to call myself Wadjet eye. And of course, back then, which is 10.5 years ago now, I wasn't, not that I wasn't taking it seriously, I just never imagined that I would go anywhere with this. I was kind of making games to avoid getting a real job, and I didn't expect this to take off. But by the time I did, and but then by the time things were really taking off, and I realized that the name Wadjet eye was kind of a problem because it's hard to pronounce, it's hard to spell. It was kind of too late to change the name, so I'm stuck with it forever now. That reminds me, there's a barbershop here called Wadjet that also uses the eye as their logo. Yeah, it's pretty common. Do a Google image search for Wadjet eye, and ignore all the pictures of our games. You'll see lots of images of the Wadjet eye.
So what is this place?
This is a music agency.
This is a music agency.
We manage bands, do promotions, things like
In
that.
hindsight, I probably shouldn't have told
Well,
Francisco to do a Jamaican accent.
I really mean me.
I originally envisioned, just for contrast, I wanted him to be kind of like nebbishy and kind of Woody Allen-ish. But it sounded awful, so we went with this instead. And in hindsight, bad idea.
What sort of
Francisco always says how much he hates listening to this voice, and I always tell him, look, you did exactly what I asked. So no, don't worry about it.
The basic stuff that musicians don't want to deal
Musicians. Well, the music mix is a little loud. I'll try to fix that without like really. The new audio system in the latest version of AGS is so funky that, you know what? I recently played some old LucasArts games that have been, that are released on Steam, and their audio mixing is horrible. If they can get away with that, I think I can get away with this.
Does the name Cecil Sharp ring any bells?
You know, that name does sound familiar, but I'm so awful with names, you know.
I have Horace.
Is he part of a band?
Maybe. He plays piano at Johnny Ivory's.
I deal with them all the time, but that's not where I heard the name. This is going to bug me all night.
Thanks for... I might be...
No problem.
Alright, I gotta show him the picture.
It's the photo... Do you know this band?
Oh yeah, I remember those guys. The Sea
I liked the
Sharps.
dig. I liked the
That
dig
was the
too.
band's name.
I remember
Yeah,
being
I used to
not
manage
happy with
them.
the ending,
You used to
but
manage
I really liked the
Not
game. It
anymore?
was so beautiful, so atmospheric, so
In
everything.
about 8
Why not
to 10
iMuse?
years,
Because
time flies, you know?
we don't use Scum, we use AGS, and iMuse is not incorporated into it. I wish it was. Alright, Cecil Sharp.
Cecil Sharp. The C Sharps.
Real cute.
You know, that was, I never recorded Lauren saying, oh, Cecil Sharp and C Sharps. That sounds like there could be a connection. I never recorded her saying that, so I had to cobble stuff together from various VO. So she just goes, C Sharps, Cecil Sharp, and that's it, which is kind of hacky and cheap, but it worked.
Hi again.
Hi yourself.
Again.
Was Cecil Sharp in the band the C Sharps?
Cecil Sharp. C Sharps. Yes!
Yeah, the two endings of the
knew
dig.
I
It was
heard the
if
name
you
from somewhere.
resurrected,
So do you remember
what's
him
her
now?
name or not?
Oh, yeah,
I forget her
he
name.
was the band leader.
Because she told you not to
A
resurrect her, and if you
genius on
do,
the
she
piano.
slaps you or something at the very end of the game. Spoilers, I guess. Sorry.
Thanks for the help. I might be back later.
No problem.
Hey, Francisco! Alright, Francisco just came. We were just waiting for you. Let's talk to Dwayne some more.
Hi again.
Hi yourself. Again.
Do you know a Mavis Wilcox?
No, sorry.
No, sorry. To be fair, I was telling everyone before that, to be brutally fair, you delivered exactly what I asked for. So...
So Cecil Sharp was in the band The C Sharps.
Yeah, that was definitely him.
I think the reason was that he had used the crystals so much that they aged him. I'm not sure.
Do you read The New Yorker?
The New Yorker? No, not really my thing, you know.
So
My
you've
ting.
never heard of a reporter named Mitchell then?
Nope.
All right,
Thanks for that.
Nope.
let's go. I was telling them earlier how originally I asked you to do a kind of Woody Allen nebbishy thing, and we decided that was dumb. It didn't work. So we went with this, and we probably... I don't know what we should have done. Alright, go back to Johnny Ivory's. I mean, nah. That's just why he shouts a few times, yeah. Alright, okay.
Hey,
Forgetting what
C.
I'm doing.
Hello there.
Hey, C.
What can you tell me about your old band, The C Sharps?
C Sharps. Can't help you there. Never heard of them.
Now, I know that's a lie. I spoke to your old man.
Yeah, not hired a white guy to voice them would have been a start.
You
You're
spoke
right.
to Dwayne?
I guess I could have gotten Daryl to do it, since he
Fine.
voiced the other two
Got
black
me.
guys in the game.
Yes. I used
but
to run a band called
no,
the C Sharps.
it just...
It was a
Back then,
rotten time
everything
in
was
my
so
life,
rough and
I'd
rimshot,
just as
wasn't it?
soon forget it. Why are you stirring up these old ashes, huh?
I have my reasons.
Yeah, sure you do.
About that sax player.
Yeah.
He's in that photo behind you. So, I know he's with the C Sharps and that you know him.
What is this? You from that damn magazine?
Magazine?
The New Yorker. You a reporter?
No. So who is he?
You just don't quit, do you? You want to know so badly? His name is Isaac Brown.
Isaac Brown?
Yes. You happy now?
Ecstatic.
Great.
That actually came out really well, considering they recorded separately. When my picture comes up next to Dwayne, she starts cackling.
What can you tell me about Isaac Brown?
Him? He's a bum, a drunk, a nobody, a lowlife. He's also dead.
And how did he die?
Someone strangled him to death with his bare hands. Isaac must have squealed like a pig.
You don't seem very upset by this.
No, but last time someone asked about Isaac, it was some reporter from The New Yorker. He came along, asked his questions, then bam, Isaac's dead.
Really?
Yeah, so forgive me if I don't take kindly to pushy questions.
Who was the reporter?
I don't know, Mitchell something? Slow talker, drove me crazy.
You think he killed Isaac?
I just play the piano. I don't think anything. Especially not the past. Whoever did Isaac, the son of a bitch had it coming. So please, just get out of here.
See you later.
Yeah.
There's the Blackwell theme again playing on the piano. Da, 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 da. Recompiling these games. Recompiling. No, I'm gonna try not to. There's just too many of them, so I'm not really gonna make any changes. Why, you want me to re-record Dwayne with someone else? Let's see here. I'm going home. I gotta go to the New Yorker.
Yep, there's a listing for the New Yorker. Their main office is in Midtown.
Oh, and I gotta call Columbia too.
Columbia University. Here's the number.
Dave's no George Lucas. It is tempting. Like, in playing this game, I'd be very... It was driving me crazy that she doesn't have footstep sounds, like every other game that I do now. It's very tempting to add them, but I won't. Alright, who should I call? Let's call Columbia.
Columbia University, operator speaking. How may I direct your call?
This is a really good friend of mine named Julia Datar, who's now Julia Karen Datar. She was just hanging out with me one night, and I asked her to record it. Yeah, doing voiceover was a lot more guerrilla back in the old days. I'd just be like, hey, you want to be in my game? Now I go through like auditions and stuff. How crazy is that? Oh yeah, Francisco. Yeah, about the game loops. I think I'm gonna uncheck that. I'm gonna check that for sure. Yeah. Okay, let's. Who am I talking about? Oh yeah.
That's hardly relevant.
What?
I doubt the ghost.
Okay.
That's hardly relevant.
What?
Thanks anyway.
All right, something's up here. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't find a bug here. Let's,
Columbia, how may I...
That's hardly...
Uh-oh.
That's hardly relevant.
Crap. I think I found
Thanks
an
anyway.
actual bug in the
Bye.
game. Uh-oh. Alright, well, let's work the Mavis case instead and see if it fixes itself. Alright, I gotta look into that. Oh, no, I'm calling Columbia, not the, duh. Okay, I'm calling Columbia, not the New Yorker.
Columbia, how may...
Okay, it's not a bug.
That's hardly relevant. That's hardly relevant.
Oops, alright.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah, you gotta call the New Yorker and ask for Mitchell. Thank you, I forgot who I was calling. Okay. I have to ask Mavis to get Sam's name,
calling
yeah.
the New Yorker. How can I help you?
Hello. Yes. I'm trying to reach a reporter named Mitchell.
Let's see now.
There we go.
Mitchell.
Not a bug. As designed.
Staff, is that him?
I guess it's worth a try. Is he in?
Yes, he is. Hold, please.
The guy playing the Columbia operator, the New Yorker operator, is a friend of mine named Brandon Van Slyke, who
He's not answering. Maybe I should go up there in person.
who was a very good friend of mine, who lived in New York back in the mid 2000s, and then got a job upstate and moved to Florida, and he was a really good friend of mine. He was like a drinking buddy. We hung out all the time, and I asked him to just do that voice because we were hanging out again one night, and there we go.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
Checking the chat for help. Yeah, what do you expect me to know how to play my own game? I mean, really, this was 2007 when I made this game. Literally 10 years since I've played this game. I haven't really played. I don't replay my games too often. So it's let's see here. But it all comes flooding back. Where am I going, the New Yorker? Oh yeah, here's my turn. My glorious rendition of Joseph Mitchell.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I
Half
help?
my family's from down
Mr.
south,
Mitchell?
so I
Sure
think I
am.
can do a passable
I'm Lauren
accent.
Blackwell.
Well, do come in, Miss Blackwell.
I like how he actually, Lauren has no tweening frames when she sits down, but Joseph Mitchell does. I read a really interesting book about Joseph Mitchell recently called Man in Profile, which was a whole wonderful biography about him, and kind of really goes into detail about his infamous writer's block. It's really, really fascinating if you're interested in who Joseph Mitchell was. Yeah, he was a real person, by the way. If I don't know if you don't know that, he is a real person, or was a real person.
Your name has come up in a case I'm working on.
A case? What is this regarding? Are you a reporter or...
I sound way too young to be this guy. I think actually I might have, he might have been designed a little too old, because he looked a lot like this when he died in like 1992 or 93. I think he would have looked a little bit younger in the 70s. It was 20 years. I mean, he was 60. He was probably in his 60s at this time because he died in his late 80s. So I guess he could have looked like this. But whatever. All right, let's investigate.
No, an independent investigator.
I see, so you're not with the police.
Would it matter if I was?
No, it
Mass
wouldn't.
Effect did come
So
out in
what can I do for you,
2007.
Blackwell?
That's right.
So how long have you been working here?
Do you always ask such personal questions?
I'm just curious about the
We all get old eventually.
I write
Sorry
about
to
people,
say.
Miss Blackwell.
What sort of people?
Not the famous sort. Just ordinary people, like you or me.
Ordinary people. Like me.
You find that amusing.
Oh,
You
not at
find
all.
that amusing. The interesting thing about Joseph Mitchell was that I managed to track down somewhere on the internet, and it's gone now, sadly. There's this one television interview with him. Sorry if I keep going like this. This stubble's starting to itch. I really should have shaved today. This is one television interview with Joseph Mitchell, and he kind of talks like me, where he talks really fast, loses the train of thought, stumbles on his words, doubles back, and he is really, really stammery and gets kind of his mouth kind of gets ahead of his brain when he talks. And they always joked that it's a good thing he didn't write the way he talked. And I obviously didn't voice him that way because that would have sucked. So I just made him a nice Southern gentleman because he was a very nice man. I remember seeing this game for the first time while drunk in Wales. That's right. And it was all placeholder art, too. Yeah, it was all like red lines and you know, little stick figures and stuff, yeah. And then you guys went ahead and made the Crackwell Legacy that weekend. So, yeah, good times, man. And then we made Crackwell. Yep. Okay, open the notebook.
I'd like to talk about Isaac Brown.
Ah, Isaac. You knew Isaac.
Sort of.
Oh,
yes.
move the cursor off
I'm
of
looking
Joseph
into his
Mitchell's
death.
head. Have some respect,
Really?
Dave.
That was almost 5 years ago. Why the sudden interest?
Let's just say that I have a personal interest in clearing it up.
Up. That's called a plosive. Up.
Anything else you can tell me about Isaac? Why do you want to write about him?
I don't want to go too in depth. Out of respect, you understand?
Sure.
I was drawn to him for the same reasons I'm drawn to anybody I write about. I felt he had a story that could reach people, enrich them, perhaps learn from.
Really?
Miss Blackwell, spend some time talking to the poor and the downtrodden. Walk down the Bowery. and
This
speak to
music
the
in the
half-wits
background,
and
it's very...
have-nots. In 1
It's like
hour,
cool and
you'll learn
sinister
more
at the
from
same
them
time.
than you would from a lifetime of schooling.
A lifetime of schooling. Mavis.
Did you know Mavis Wilcox?
Miss Wilcox. Yes, I remember her. Lived uptown a ways before she died.
How did you know her?
I wanted to write a piece about her, so I met her for a spell. Interesting.
Met her
woman.
for a spell.
How did you know her?
So how southern can I get?
See.
Yes, Joseph Mitchell lived in New York. He was from the South, but he lived in New York like for 60 years. So I don't think he was quite this Southern, but I did it that way anyway.
So what can you tell me about Mavis? I get the impression she didn't get out.
Yeah, some of
That's
them
another story. I
are
got in
quotes from
touch
him,
with her through a
where he
call
talks about
of
being
the
interested in the
general.
haves
I
and
wondered what made a woman like
the
her
half-wits and the
tick.
have-nots,
So I
and
mean,
and that's directly taken
What was she
from
like?
some of his
A
books.
very gracious woman. Brought me in, made me a cup of tea, showed me pictures of her family. All in all, it was a pleasant way to spend an afternoon.
What happened to her?
Killed, so they say, was found choked to death in her own apartment.
Any thoughts on
Apartment?
who did it?
That's
Well,
more of
there
a
were
Boston
rumors
thing.
that the
Apartment.
labor union decided to take matters into their own hands, as it were. But I doubt that. The police ruled it was some squatter or drifter or something, and left it at that.
And what do you think?
Me? I have no theory.
I have no theory.
Why did you want to write about her?
I found her fascinating. She was asked to leave. She was begged to leave. She was even offered lots of money to leave. But she kept refusing.
Ooh, this is back in the
She
day. I
was too
would
scared.
use two spaces
Had to
after a
lie.
period.
And what did you discover?
At some point, I learned that was
Miss
bad,
Blackwell,
so
is
I
the
don't do that
eternal
anymore.
question. I've spoken to hundreds of people over the years. Most of them were odder than Mavis. It's impossible to decipher the whys and the hows. As time went on, I've contented myself just with the whats.
Alright.
Anything else you can tell me about Mavis?
I'm afraid I've told you everything.
So what was Isaac's story? I know he played in a band called the C Sharps. Then something obviously went wrong. What was it?
Listen, have you tried asking Mr. Sharp?
Yes, he's not talking.
I don't blame him. He's probably feeling guilty.
Guilty? Why?
He has his reasons.
Could you, I don't know, tell me what those reasons are?
I can't do that.
Of course he can't.
In case you forgot, Joey was in the room. I think as the series went on, I learned how to use Joey more and more. Joe Gould's Secret. If you read any book by Joseph Mitchell, read Joe Gould's Secret. Yeah, that book actually was like probably my biggest inspiration. It's what made me want to like. Weirdly enough, it's what inspired Blackwell in a weird way. I had the idea for Blackwell in my head, but then after reading Joe Gould's Secret, it made me want to. It actually made me start writing it, and I can't explain why. It just kind of did.
Mr. Mitchell, I need to know what happened.
Listen, I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable talking about people without their consent. I won't say any more about Isaac or his sister.
Sister?
Sister?
Please, I'm not going to say anymore.
Animal.
Who was Isaac's sister?
I told you, not another word.
You can also see the movie. There's a movie based on Joe Gould's Secret, which is also really good. Conclude your interview.
I think that's all for now.
All right. You have a good night now.
Y'all have a good night now. Y'all come back now. I'm Southern, in case you haven't figured that out. Alright, where to go? Back to, where am I supposed to go? Johnny Ivory's.
Cecil?
What?
Cecil. So sassy.
I need to speak to you about Isaac's sister.
That's it! You've crossed the line, sister. It was fun for a while, but now it's time for you to leave.
Ooh, now you've done it.
Look, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're sorry. Sorry isn't enough, sister. Leave.
I'll leave, but I'll be back.
You really have a way with the fellas, kid. Don't sweat it. His bark is worse than his bite.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Oh no, the
You up
tooltip
for
is still
talking
there.
like a civilized human being? Look, obviously something's wrong. Why don't you try talking about it?
What is this? Some kind of psychotherapy? You here to get me to open up about my feelings?
I'm here for Isaac.
He's not worth it, and neither are you. Just get out of here.
I'll leave, but I'll be back.
Well, that certainly worked wonders. We'll have to change our tactics if we want to get him to
He's
talk.
gotta get his kick somewhere. I'll be back in 5 seconds, yep.
You just don't give up, do you?
That's me. I'm like a bad penny.
I use that bad penny saying quite a lot, I think. When like someone annoying or bad or keeps showing up, I'm like, oh, it's the bad penny.
What are you gonna do, throw me out?
Oh, is that a challenge? Don't tempt me, lady. Leave.
Okay, this is me leaving you alone.
You better have burn heal.
Ever think of moonlighting in PR? You're so good at talking to people.
You're a little close together
Seriously,
there. Oh well.
Whatever you're doing, you can't handle it this way.
This is me giving you a subtle
Look what the
hint
cat
that you gotta
dragged
do
in.
something different.
Hello, Cecil. Look, Buster, I've had it up to here with this. I need information, it's stuck in your head, and I plan on getting it out.
Less talk and more get the hell out.
Okay, this is me leaving you alone.
Stop and think, sweetheart. Soon as Piano Boy sees you, he gets all bent out of shape. You won't get anywhere this way.
Alright, let's solve the puzzle the real way.
I know that expression. Only time a man gets a look like that is when he's hung up over a woman. Go easy on him, huh? I think he cares more about that gal than he lets on.
Probably not the best puzzle solution in hindsight, but I don't think anyone got stuck, so yay.
Look what the cat dragged in.
We need to talk.
Oh, her cigarette disappeared. Oh no. Talk about love.
You loved her, didn't you?
Oh, and it's back.
Of
Alright.
course I loved her. She was our heart and soul.
This cigarette was such a pain to program, but it's such an awesome effect.
Damn you. I just want to play this piano and forget she ever existed. Why don't you just leave me alone?
I love Daryl as an actor. He's just so amazing. The interesting thing about Daryl is that he laughs at everything. He could be talking about the most horrible, horrible thing in a scene, and he will laugh. So every set of raw footage with Daryl is like twice as long as it would be for anyone else. It takes twice as long to edit his footage as anyone else, but the results, when he nails a take, it's so deliciously good that I don't care, because he's just that good.
You're upset. I didn't want to upset you.
I'm upset. Yeah, great observation. If you're so concerned,
I have played some
why don't you
Pendulo.
just leave?
I played
that would make me feel much.
I played the
Fine, I'm
first
going.
Runaway. Daryl was a lot of fun to edit.
You're
Yeah.
hopeless, you know that? A shame I can't talk to him. I know his type.
I played the first Runaway, and I played The Next Big Thing, which I actually liked. I liked The Next Big Thing. It seemed to have fallen off the radar very quickly, but I liked it. I liked The Next Big Thing.
Look what the cat dragged in.
You up for talking like a civilized human being?
Press the point.
So what happened, C? It's very important that you tell me.
All right. I don't know who you are or why you're so interested.
Yeah,
You're never
I
gonna
made that
leave me
face
alone,
too after
are
I
you?
finished
No,
that
I
game.
won't. You were in a band together, right?
Yeah, we had a band. Smart girl. Then she died. Then he died. End of story.
How did you meet Isaac's sister?
First of all, her name was Sarah. I was looking to start a band, and I saw them perform together. She could sing like such energy, such life. Such a waste.
You're not alone, Ragnia. I'm assuming that's how to pronounce your name. Ragnia.
What happened to Sarah?
She got sick. Pneumonia or something. Started coughing one day and wouldn't stop. She got better after a while, but something happened to her voice. Doctor said she would never sing again. After that, the spark just went out. She hung on for a few months, but she just lost the will to live.
Oh God, I keep having such trouble with your name, Lord Kikuchiyo. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, when I first back in the day, I always worried I always tried to be very, very subtle about stuff, and sometimes a little too subtle for my own good, where things I was trying to do just went completely over people's head. But I'm really glad that people got that Joey was in love with Lauren, because that was such an important thing.
Anything else you can tell me about Sarah?
I loved that woman. Even when she lost her voice, I would have given up everything for her. Heck, I would have even let her brother live with us. I should have told her.
What was Isaac really like?
That fat bastard. He was good on the sax.
Oops.
But that was the end of his good points. He drank, he was violent.
Do they?
He was
I don't know
useless in
anyone who
every
says
other
it's
way.
great.
But Sarah could calm him down.
Well,
She
I
was
don't
the
know.
only
I heard
one.
the sequels are
If it wasn't
really,
for
really
Sarah,
bad.
I never would have kept him around.
I have yet to play them. Honestly, I don't play that many adventure games. I really, really should play more of them. I've been going through some of the old LucasArts catalog. My daughter likes to sometimes watch me play, and so I, for maybe 5 minutes before she gets bored, and asks me to play something else. But I played Loom with her. Managed to get through the entire game, the VGA version, sadly.
What happened to Isaac after Sarah died?
He went to pieces. What do you think? He couldn't cope. Drank way too much. Started fights during gigs. I tried to stick with him out of respect for Sarah, but let's face it, he was a big, dumb embarrassment.
It's funny approaching this from like my current design sensibility, or my current like producer sensibility, where all I can think is, there's no music, but there's no background sound, there's no room tone, there's nothing, and that bothers me these days.
So you cut ties with Isaac?
Completely. Told him he was a drunk and a lowlife and wasn't worth the peanuts I paid him.
I'm wondering
Which
if
was,
Loom
let's face
still holds up for a new player.
happened?
I
He
really
beat me
wonder
senseless
about
is
that.
what happened. Knocked me out with
The problem is that the only version that's commercially available is the VGA version, and it's really, really inferior, because they, in order to fit all of the sound files, including the voiceover, they had to cut a lot of the dialogue. And while I'm a big advocate of cutting dialogue. They cut too much. There's a lot of emotional moments that I think fail to land now because they cut so much out of it. But that's just my opinion because I remember how it used to be. I'm curious how someone who's never played Loom before would feel about it.
You don't know who killed Isaac.
Yeah.
Making mistakes is how we learn, exactly.
Oh, come on.
We got to learn from our mistakes so we can
I'm not
make
the one
room
who
for
put
more
my hands
mistakes.
around his neck
That's
or
important.
choked him to death, but I killed him just the same.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself.
I know that. My brain knows that. But
The
my
violence
heart
they censored in
knows.
Loom was, I mean, the violence was like so subtle anyway. It's like a little pool of blood under someone's head when they're dead. Now that little pool of blood is gone. I mean, I can forgive that. It's such a small thing. I can forgive it. And considering that, like, the guy ends up not being dead anyway, I mean, it's fine. Spoiler,
Can
sorry.
you tell me anything else about Isaac?
No, I've told you everything.
About Sarah.
I told you everything. Please, just
stop.
See you later.
Yeah. You know, all this talk reminds me of something. Sarah and Isaac would always play this song.
Really?
Yeah, a duet. At the end of every show.
She'd sing and he'd play the saxophone?
No, she'd actually
guy gets
play the
torn in
piano,
half at
if
the
you
end?
can Believe it. She wasn't
Oh,
playing,
right.
she loved playing with Isaac,
Okay.
and Isaac
Forgot about
loved
that. You're
silly
right.
song.
But yeah,
They never let me
didn't that happen in the
That was
VGA version
okay.
too? I
It was
don't
kinda
remember.
Sweet, in a way. Oh well.
Alright, now I have to ask him to
Cecil.
play that song. Cecil.
What was the duet that Isaac and Sarah used to play?
Oh, that. It was just a short little thing. Isaac would just improv the whole thing. But Sarah's was always the same. Went something like.
So Redmond Silverfield, you played the VGA version for the
After
first
Sarah
time?
died, Isaac would play gigs, but
With the
refused to
voiceover
leave
and
the
stuff?
stage. He'd blow on his sax, playing anything that came to mind. Feet planted like a statue.
He'd just keep playing?
He'd play forever if I didn't get 4 guys to drag him off. I think he was waiting for Sarah to play with him. He was supposed to finish each show with her, and well, in his heart, he refused to believe she was dead.
Could you play that song again?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Alright, now to record it. I quite like this puzzle, actually. Of course, I did the fade in, the fade out, fade in, just because it was the only way to do it properly. Look at that. Her cigarette keeps disappearing and reappearing. Whatever. There's some things that are worth breaking my butt to fix. This isn't one of them. Especially after all this time. Let's go to the promenade. Ooh, the Countess!
Oh,
Forgot all
boy,
about her.
You've got company.
We haven't seen the Countess yet. Oh, man.
Can you see?
Pardon?
Can't you see?
See what, lady?
The whole of the world.
Oh.
Patterns, patterns, pulsing with love.
Oh, great. One of New York's finest crazies. Do something about this old bat, will you?
Do you want money? Because I don't have any. How about a cigarette?
Fool! Liar! Can't you see? Useless.
God, I'm trying to remember who played the
Useless!
Countess? Who played her?
Wow.
I know.
Only in New York.
It was Stephanie Williams. That's right, Stephanie Cox Williams. The Countess scared the crap out of you. Good. Oh wow. Okay, I need to select the proper scaling resolution, because notice how her pixels get nice and small as she moves back. That shouldn't happen. It looks. I don't know if it bothers anyone else. This is the only room it happens. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Let's have. Oh my god. I am so used to the later Blackwell games that I am looking for Joey's tie in his inventory. Nope, he doesn't have that in this game.
Hello again.
I said let go of that.
Oh, that's really cool to hear. LVL, I assume that's who you are. Let Nathaniel Chambers know. He'd love to hear that. Not that Primordia puts you to sleep. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Ask some questions. Oh, wait. Yep, okay. We're playing the music. Joey doesn't have to talk to him. This way we can still have the achievement of only getting hit by the saxophone once. You know what? I don't know. For some reason, I had this instinct to go get his tie. For some reason, because I had in my head, oh, we're about to free Isaac, that I needed Joey's tie. I don't know why I thought that. That's a good question. Originally, Thomas Reagan made this duet. He wrote this wonderful song, but it was like 2 minutes long. It was a beautiful song, but you know, obviously, I'm not going to expect anyone to sit here and listen to music for 2 minutes before being able to continue with the game. So I asked him to write a much shorter version that lasted like 20 seconds or more or less, which he did, and this is it. How many times have I tried to use Lauren's cell phone? What year do you think this game takes place in? Oh, you use Lauren's cell phone, that's right. Yeah, actually, because Rosa could just look something up wherever she is, but Lauren can't. Are you Sarah? This is a horrible line, but yeah.
Yes, Isaac. It's me, your sister.
Sarah? Sarah, what happened? You've turned white. You're not my sis.
No, I'm not.
No, you couldn't be. Could you?
How many people are on the channel now? 50, alright. Whoops. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I screwed up my whole system here. Hold on. Okay.
Now I'm dead too.
Yeah.
I knew that. Deep down, I knew that. I just couldn't let go.
I'm sorry.
Is that why you two are here? To help me let go?
That's what we do best.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
Don't worry. Just leave everything to us. Here, just take this.
Whatever you say.
Hold on tight. This is the fun part.
Take it on the chin. We got the achievement. Oh, you're right. This music is amazing, isn't it?
This is it.
Thomas always did a lot of really wonderful. What's the word?
Still can't believe I'm dead. Crazy old
Specialized scoring, music for one particular scene. You never hear this anywhere else in the game. I love this music.
I'm sorry, I wish I knew.
I don't think it matters anyway. It's time I joined my sis.
Just head into the light.
Thanks, lady. You've been real kind. Tell your friends sorry.
The voiceover is so soft right now. It reminds me of this climactic scene in Final Fantasy 15 that I just played, where the villain is delivering his big exposition speech, explaining all of his motivations and the reason why everything is happening. And I didn't have the subtitles on, but the music was so loud I couldn't hear it. So I'm like, what?
Yeah, hi. Glad you're up.
Did you save him?
Yeah, sure, we saved him.
Joey, is she talking to you?
Yeah, go figure.
Thank you, both of you. I only wanted to save them.
Isaac told me he was killed by an old woman. Was that you?
I save just like you.
Who are you?
I am the Countess.
Countess? Countess of what?
It's the only name I know. I saved them.
This was actually based on
I'm sorry.
I created this character based on like one line from Joe Gould's Secret, where he talks about where Joseph Mitchell talks about having not seen Joe Gould in a while.
Old lady.
Spry my foot.
I'll just he talks about not having seen Joe Gould in a while, and then when he sees Joe Gould again, he says, you know, I was out on the docks with an old countess, and
I'm not moving from this spot until
I had this weird idea that, like, I had the idea for that character, but I never came up with her name until that point. And I just had this, I was going to have this weird story where Joe Gould knew the Countess. But that never made it into a game because it just couldn't make it work. That's the problem with like having real historical facts in a work of fiction, is that you have to like bend over backwards to make the real world facts fit your story. And so it's like I never ended up doing it.
Hey there.
Nobody that old should move that fast.
Just keep telling yourself that.
Joey, she could see you. How could she do that?
I don't know.
Wonderful thing about character smoking
this
cigarettes,
case
it's
just
great
got
for
a hell
little
of a lot more
dramatic
complicated.
pausing moments.
Fantastic.
I did that with Rosa and drinking coffee, but it's not quite the same, is it? Alright, let's get out of here. Let's, excuse me. Right, we're gonna talk to Mavis now.
Come on, let's get out of
Because you
here.
want to
Right
listen to
behind you.
Sousa. Sousa, rather. I wish, maybe I feel like Blackwell could have been more if I had more experience making games when I first started writing it. And that seems like it's obviously impossible. But one of the main reasons why I ended Blackwell is because like my earlier games just felt so inferior compared to what I could do later, and I knew that no matter how good my later games were, and I think Epiphany and Deception are really, really good, they would always be tied to Blackwell Legacy, which I always felt is, and to a smaller degree this game, because I felt like they were just so much more inferior compared to what I could do later, and people coming to the series for the first time would start with that inferior game and bounce off of it rather than give the rest of it a chance. And I knew I was doing myself more harm than good by keeping the series going. And that's another reason why I wanted a clean break from it. And I always felt that my lack of experience kind of maybe it's weird to say. It's an impossible thing, obviously, and it's very esoteric and strange. Reboot? No, God no. I'm not going to do that. Wow, how is Harriet Sherman's should not still? Oh, right, because they're still doing the Mavis case, so all of the Mavis stuff remains there. Okay. Unavowed is kind of a
I'm
spin-off.
going in
It's still the
again.
same world.
You know what to do.
Yeah, I'll wait here.
And you'll find out what happens to the next Bestower and Spirit Guide in
I'll
Unavowed.
give one. Did I leave the gas on?
Hey, kid.
Did
knock
I
on the
leave
gate
gas
again.
on?
Another visitor. Oh, you again.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
Look, I've had enough. I'm not going to stand here and indulge in idle chit-chat. Who are you?
Her son.
It's me, your son.
Sam?
Yep, that's me.
Sam! It's been so long. Look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
Sorry I was so rude. I almost didn't recognize you. Come on in, Sam. I'll make you dinner.
No, I can only stay for a minute. I have some questions I need to ask you.
Of course, Sam.
Okay, Sam.
How's Dad, Mom?
Oh, Sam. You know that your father is dead. John Durkin died years ago.
Ah, right. Sorry. Do you know a guy named John Durkin?
Is that a joke, Sam? You know he's been dead for
Grandma,
10
it's me,
years.
Anastasia.
Sorry.
How can you forget? He was your father.
Slipped my mind.
Many of the ghosts were incredibly gullible. I talked to him about that in the stream yesterday, how the fact that they had this kind of like malleable memory where they chose what to remember and what to forget and what to ignore sort of gave me a cheat in terms of how I organize the gameplay, in terms of like, okay, here's something they refuse to tell you, so now you have to go figure it out. Here's something they actually remember, so they'll give you that clue to help you further. So it was kind of a cheat, or here's what they'll believe, here's what they won't believe. So the fact that because they just deny their death so much that they're willing to just sort of perform a lot of mental tricks in order to like forget that they're dead. So that was my cheat, and it is a cheat, and I fully admit it. But you know, people seem to be okay with that.
I'm going to go now, Mom. I'll come back to visit you soon.
Sure, Sam. I'll be here. They have no right. No right.
So how's your new friend?
Oh, just dandy.
Alright, so now I get to combine notes with Sam and John Durkin.
If John Durkin was Sam's father, it's only logical that Sam's last name would be Durkin.
The funny thing is that the ironic thing is, I guess, is that in Blackwell Legacy, the notebook had all of the notes handwritten, while in Blackwell Unbound, which takes place in the age before like computers and printers and stuff, it's all written in this block typeface, because I felt that the handwriting, the handwritten text was really ugly, so I stopped using it. Oh, I totally agree. Ultra ice. No, I totally agree. That I'm not worried about it, and I'm well aware it's a cheat. If I could go back and change the series, would I make more gameplay or story-related tweaks? Bit of both. I think, honestly, if I went back and redid Blackwell Legacy, I would do it completely differently. I think it started off way too slow, way too info-dumpy. I'd probably, I would probably start it off with Rosa and Joey already together, honestly, because I think the fact that the majority of the game is them feeling each other out, kind of prevented me from doing interesting things with it. That's why Blackwell Unbound is so much more fun to play, is because the relationship is there and it's fun right away. With Blackwell Legacy, you didn't have that. I think that's what if I was going to go back and change it, that's what I would do. All right. She does. She carries a typewriter. Yeah. What am I doing now? Oh right, I gotta call Columbia now. Let's go speak to my friend Julia, guys. She works at Columbia in the 70s. Oh yeah, thanks. The slow build-up does work, and I will say again and again, I am the world's biggest critic of Blackwell Legacy. All I see are the flaws, and I complain about everything that I did back then. But people seem to genuinely like the game. For which I am very grateful, because I would not be where I am if people didn't like the game. Alright, Columbia.
Columbia University, operator speaking.
This is why creators should not go back and remake or redo or remaster their old work, because they will make all sorts of changes that the fans and the people who like the games don't like. I mean, look at Star Wars and George Lucas, for example. Like, here's the thing. I could list all the things I would go back and redo and change with Blackwell Legacy, and everyone I tell that to, like, no, you can't do that. That would be awful. That would be wrong. And they're completely right, just as I'm completely right. It's how I think the game would be better, but that's just knowing what I know now.
How about Sam Durkin? Is there a Sam Durkin listed?
Sam Durkin, yes. Hold, please.
It's about time.
Julia and her husband moved to Chicago recently. Miss you guys if you're out there.
Durkin.
Is this Sam?
Yeah? Who's this?
This is Francisco
My name is
Gonzalez's
Lauren
other
Blackwell.
role.
I was hoping to
I
ask
don't
you
think
a
he's on the
question.
stream anymore,
Oh. Questions, huh?
Yeah.
since
All right,
Francisco
I'll
is
How
the
do you
voice
know?
of Sam Durkin in the present day. He had to do him in the past.
I'm investigating her death.
Oh, you're a cop, are you? Because my dad was a cop. I know people. I can check.
No, I'm not a cop.
Didn't think so.
Oh my god,
Just
that
concerned
emoticon is
citizen, huh?
amazing.
That's right.
Somehow I don't believe you. Nobody in their right mind would be concerned. about
Kawaii
my-
Piranha,
Whether
who I
you
think goes by a
believe me
different
or
name
not,
now.
it can't hurt
He
to
did a
talk.
stream of
Maybe not.
the whole
Maybe
Blackwell
anyway.
series,
You know what I'm talking
and when he encountered the
What?
Deacon in the first
Sure,
game, he
she
could
never
not
left
stop
the damn
laughing,
So what was
which
it?
I don't know how to take that, but he loves the game. The apartment block E is actually quite common in my games. You'll hear 4E and 3E. I used to live in a 4E for like 13 years in my old apartment. So I think Mavis lived on 3E.
Not even close.
Whoops.
Bye.
No, she lived in 4E, which is also Rose's apartment in Blackwell Legacy.
Connect hold?
It's 3D, really?
Darkin.
Hi, Sam.
Oh.
I just need...
Like I said. So what? Not even close.
Wait.
Bye.
Darn it, I forget my own game here. I probably should have paid attention to the dialogue. .3D? Okay, I'm trusting you, sorry, I'm a Euro. Alright, it's so annoying to get back to Sam here.
Hi, Sam.
Oh.
I just...
Like I so. All right. So
Okay,
maybe
thank you. So you guys remember my game better than me.
What do you know about her death?
It was suicide.
She killed herself?
Not literally, but it was like she chose to die. She had every opportunity to leave. They were gonna pay her and find her a new place and everything. I tried to get her out, but that's my mom. She couldn't be dragged out of that dump by anybody or anything.
Did Mavis ever leave her apartment?
Never. Not once in the last 15 years.
15 years. I'm in
Do
New
you know
York.
who killed her?
She was
Columbia
killed by some
University is
joke
kind of a really
kid.
posh place
So
for
they
a New
say.
York cop to
Think
have gone to
different?
school.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
I didn't
Good
think
luck.
this through back then, did I?
How close were you with your mother?
Close. Think of the farthest place you can, and add another 10,000 miles. That's how close we were.
Clear as day.
It wasn't
Ha!
mother,
Thank you.
just
I thought you were making a joke about the game being in 3D, and when I think about it now, that joke makes no sense. So obviously you were telling me the truth.
You don't seem upset by her death.
upset? Sure, she was my mom. But am I gonna lose sleep? No. She drove my pop out of the house.
It's the same actor playing both Durkins, so you know.
But not anymore. The woman didn't go anywhere. She was. Now I feel that's the truth.
What was it like living with her?
You kidding? I lived with my pop. After 3 years of marriage, he had enough. Glad he had the sense to take me with him.
And after your father died?
I got by.
You never visited your mother?
Yeah, I visited her on Mother's Day. If that's what you want to know. Even got her a present once.
Really?
Yeah, for all the good it did.
What did you give your mom for Mother's Day?
I don't think that's any of your business, lady. It's been years. Just dust in the ground now.
Bye, Sam. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, now I gotta go ask
Come on,
Mr.
let's get
Mitchell
outta here.
about the
Right
gift.
behind you.
A lot of the gameplay here is based on dialogue, which is fine, actually. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. Twice in one evening? Come on in, sit down.
Francisco, you're still here. Or did you just come back? Sam's present.
Did Mavis ever mention a gift or present from
Yeah.
her son?
Now that you mention it, yes. She showed me a leather-bound edition of Alice in Wonderland and said it was from her son.
Alice in Wonderland?
Yes, by Lewis Carroll.
Yeah.
My logic for Alice in Wonderland being a gift is because Lewis Carroll was known for being kind of crazy and just hallucinating stuff and just kind of being on drugs a lot. So my thought was that Sam gave it to her as kind of as a mean gift, not as a nice gift. That was my thought behind it, even though that's nowhere in the game.
I think that's all for now.
All right. You have a good night now.
Do do do. I'm surprised I didn't have any music over the map screen. I did things very cheaply back then, didn't I? All right, where am I going? 20, 50, 30 lakhs. What did I want to express with Blackwell? The story of the characters. I'm trying to remember to say the questions before I answer them, because I know this goes to YouTube eventually, and if you watch it there, you can't see the chat window. Mostly, honestly, I really wanted to create like a sense of what it's like to live here in New York. I kind of wanted to. I always want to try to say something, and because I feel that if there's this personal connection between me and the story I'm trying to tell, I think the players empathize with it more. And a lot of Blackwell is a story about urban isolation and what living in a city can do to you, how it can lift you up as well as drag you down, and that's really prevalent in Deception and Epiphany, especially Deception. That's really a story of urban isolation. Every game there's always like this message or something that I'm trying to convey, and I'm not always good at getting there, but I think that if as long as that goal is always there in my head and kind of in my heart too, to get esoteric, then the game it develops this spark and soul that wouldn't be there otherwise. So I try to do that with every game I do, and anything I create, I need to be trying to say something, as pretentious as that sounds, and I think that's really important. So it's not really about the characters or the story or whatever. I think it's about a feeling, a message, an experience that I'm trying to give you and make you. I want to make you feel something, and if you feel what I'm expecting you to feel, then awesome. If you feel something else, that's awesome too. Excuse me.
I'm going in again. You know what to do.
Yeah, I'll wait here.
Oh yeah, Francisco's right, yeah. Map music, you're only on the screen for a few seconds. I'm thinking more of like some kind of atmospheric sound or something. You know, just something to make it feel more grounded and not just empty, which is what it is now.
They have no right.
Whoa,
no
Mavis,
right.
Stop!
Hey, kid, knock on the gate again.
My, I'm popular today.
Lack of supporting cast was due to a supporting budget. That's pretty much what it is. Ask more questions. There we go.
Hey, Mom. Do you have that present I gave you?
Which present was that?
The book.
The book. Alice in Wonderland.
The book.
I still have
Book.
it.
That's Abe's Long Island accent coming through. The book.
Sam,
Can I see it?
whatever for?
Come on, Ma. I just want to see it.
Sure, Sam. It's right on the table.
Great. Why don't you bring it out here?
Yeah, I explained what the Nishanti got dropped
pick it
because of
up
reasons. I
wherever you
explained what those are in the last stream and in the commentary and other places.
Oh,
Like I said, I think
What?
these early games suffered from my lack of design,
huh?
skill, and
Imagine
ability back then.
somebody stole it.
But y'all still like them regardless, so I'm happy about that.
So sorry.
Maybe I should stop talking over this emotional scene.
You need to find that book, Mom. I don't know if I can love a mother who loses my gifts.
Oh my god, that's so
don't
cruel.
mean that.
That's so mean.
I
Jesus
mean
Christ,
it, Mom.
man.
You need to tell me where the book is.
But I don't know where to look.
Under the couch. On the hallway, that's right.
Maybe it's out here, Mom.
In the hallway?
Sure, in the hallway. Yeah, I'm sure it's out here. Come on out and help me look.
Oh, okay, Sam. But
And Ashanti was too good for this fallen world.
I still don't see it.
This is true, Dons Walker.
Let's try further
This is true.
down, Mom.
This is before I had those animations of the ghosts going through
outside.
walls.
Yeah, I knew you could do it, Mom.
Mom?
Sam? Sam, where are we? I'm scared.
I'm right here. Mom, I need you to do something.
What?
Turn around.
I can't.
Sure you can. Just turn around and look behind you.
Oh, where's the building? Where's my apartment? Where's my home? It's gone! Those bastards, they tore it down! You made me leave, and they tore it down!
Hey, calm down.
I've got nothing now.
Mom,
I am not your mother. You are not my son. My son hates
I agree. The sound
All
of
I
ghosts
had
going
left
through
was
walls
my home.
is very
And then-
satisfying. I guess
then
I'll hear it when we do the convergence
God.
stream. As the series progresses and as the games get longer, I doubt I'll be able to do these in like
You
one
had to
session.
bring me out. You had to make me remember.
I'm sorry.
It's horrible. Being dead, it's horrible.
You get used to it.
I don't want to feel like this anymore. Everything is so dark. And
Did I change the options
Can I
for where the
go
book would
home
be?
now?
No. It's always supposed to be out in the hallway.
Alright,
The
take
idea
me
is that
home.
you are encouraging
Hold on to
Mavis to
this.
leave the apartment.
Over to you, kid.
Right.
Right. Pfft, Joey, your position's awful. Thump. I think I used the same falling down sound for every time they fall into the
God,
void.
Mavis?
it's so bright.
Notice that Thomas Reagan did a another
I just wanna
unique
go home. Please,
special
can I go
track
home?
for when Mavis
Think
goes
that's the
into
only home you've got now.
into the void.
I'm sorry.
What a legacy. Husband gone and dead. My son hates my guts. My home is gone. My life over. I remember that too. Dying, I mean. That old woman choking me.
Old woman?
She just came in and killed me. She said she was going to help me. Well, what now?
The light, Mavis. Just head towards it.
And then,
I don't know.
I'm scared, but it feels right somehow. Oh, John, Sam, I'm so sorry.
Someone give this lady a hug.
I wish I could feel sorry for you. But I don't feel much of anything anymore. Best of luck, wherever you are.
You all
Whoa,
right?
that's a very
Yeah, fine.
wonky standing
I'm
animation.
exhausted. Call it a night?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
You.
Yeah,
Clockwork.
the atmosphere is always something I try to get right with these games.
Saved her.
Yeah,
Saved
sure
her.
we did. No thanks to you.
The
some
voices,
questions for you, lady.
getting young
Why did
voice
you kill
actors to
Isaac
do
and
old
Mavis?
people was never my strong suit.
I didn't kill them. I'm like you.
Sorry, Shelley.
You're nothing like us. We don't kill.
I help spirits into the next world. Like you.
You mean you're a medium?
Yes.
But you can't be.
I am like you.
One thing I do regret is that I didn't
No,
use the term
this doesn't make any
bestower
sense.
until
Why are
deception.
you killing people?
I really should have done that.
Save people. I don't hurt them.
Get back here! Stupid old hag! Let's get after her.
I love this
God damn
reoccurring gag.
Your nose okay?
That lamppost should not have been there.
Oh, the stream is a little bit shorter than the last one.
I'm not moving from this spot.
Actually, no, it's not much shorter than the last one because the last one actually was
I'm not.
Uh-oh. Huh. That's a little buggy. All right. At least it works, so, you know. Yeah, yesterday's stream got delayed by about a half hour because I was trying to get the audio to work. Your nose is 1 pixel too big. Her nose is fine.
Feeling better?
I'm so confused, Joey. I feel like the answer is on the tip of my tongue. I just can't figure it out.
Well, let's chat for a while.
Revelation that Rosa and Lauren weren't unique
Maybe
roles?
we'll come up with something.
Oh, you mean because they're other mediums, yeah.
Why would a medium kill?
Maybe she doesn't think of it as killing. She did say she helped
It's literally a single
save
pixel.
them.
When things are this low
Maybe she
res,
felt they were
you
better
know, I
off
think
dead.
1 pixel is all you need.
Mavis and
Because if it
Isaac
came out
were
1 more
sadistic
pixel,
people.
she'd look like
But They
Pinocchio.
didn't deserve to die.
Because that would make her nose almost as big as her hand. Although her eyes are, I mean, whatever, pixel art.
She's a medium like me. It makes no sense.
It does make sense, actually. She's not an animal or another ghost. The only way she could see me is if she was a medium like you.
the one does. I mean, this is the budget coming through, and I really had no way of doing this. But the one thing that I think I really failed at in this game, no one complained about it. No one seemed to mind, at least not to my face. The fact that they figure out what's going on. They figure out like, oh, it centers around Joseph Mitchell. They figure it out. They just kind of pull it out of the air. Like, oh, it's Joseph Mitchell. Let's go talk to him. They just figure that out just because. And there's no reason for them to really think that, aside from that he's written about both of them. There's really no other reason. And I kind of feel like that could have been handled a little better. Though honestly, I don't know how. I'm not sure how it could have done.
Is she my future?
What do you mean?
That woman, the Countess, or whatever she's called. Is that what happens to mediums when they get old?
I don't know, darling. I really don't. But I won't let that happen to you. You have my word on that.
If she's a medium, where is her spirit guide?
You know, I wondered that myself. I'm your connection to the spirit world. The Countess, or whoever she is, doesn't have that. Or at least none that we can see.
Is it possible to be a medium without a guide?
I don't think so, sweetheart. That's one thing I'm sure of. Medium and guide. That's how it works.
What could have happened to her spirit guide?
I don't know.
I thought you couldn't leave my side.
I know. Either her spirit guide managed to escape,
Or what?
or it was killed.
Is that possible?
I don't know. I don't think I want to know.
It's more not that they think that Mitchell's the connection, it's the obvious connection, but they draw this whole conclusion about mediums and spirit guides and how Joseph Mitchell must be her spirit guide or something like that. It's just very forced. It's not very natural, but no one seemed to mind it. I remember when I was designing this game, I'm like, all right, well, how do they get from here to here? How do they get from solving these two cases to confronting Mitchell? And I just wrote this as well as I could.
So what could her connection
And
be?
it feels clunky to me, but if it doesn't feel clunky to you guys, then
It's not
awesome.
another ghost or we would see it. So it must be something else. Something that has a connection to everything we've seen.
Or someone.
Yeah, that's... The Countess connects these two cases. There has to be something or someone else that has the same connection.
Yeah, Dwayne.
Dwayne?
That music guy? He didn't know Mavis and barely knew Isaac at all.
Joseph Mitchell?
Bingo.
The reporter? How could he have this kind of
I
power?
love how Lauren's
I don't
not
know how
looking
he
at Joey
got
this
the power,
entire
but it all
time.
fits. He wrote about both Mavis and
Yeah,
Isaac, and
it
Countess
works.
killed both of
I
them.
just don't
He seems
like
the
it.
best
It
candidate.
But it doesn't make
seems
any sense.
clunky to me.
Think about
I
it.
often second guess
You're a
myself a
medium.
lot.
What is
There
it
are
mediums do?
elements in some of my games that I really don't like, but then people love them, and there are elements I love, and then no one else likes them. And I always seem to no man, that wasn't me. I always seem to get it wrong in terms of like, because in most of the Blackwell games, there's two cases where the game branches off, and there's always the one case I think is going to be the one everyone loves and the one people don't like as much, and I'm always wrong. It's always the opposite. In Blackwell Deception, no, it was more Blackwell Epiphany. I really thought people would enjoy the Heather Tanya case more than the Peter Maggie case, but it was the exact opposite. People just loved the other one. So you just never know.
We hope spirits...
A medium needs a guide.
It's cigarette time, not Joey time. Alright, let's jam. Whoops, gotta be Lauren. Almost at the end, almost at the end, almost at the end.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Right behind you.
How do some people do streams every day? It's kind of, a little tiring, actually. Alright, let's, the New Yorker. My favorite case from the series?
Yes?
Honestly,
Miss Blackwell?
Isaac Brown from this game.
Hello
I
again,
love
Mr.
that one.
Mitchell.
I was just about to head home.
I just think it's the best, like,
I'll
ghost
just be a
story.
second.
Well, if you insist.
I can't
you'll
quite
have to
explain
see.
how. I just love that one.
Thanks, but I'd rather stand.
Go on, let
And
him have it.
I think Kendra
Mind if I
Haskins
smoke?
from
Well,
Blackwell
actually,
Epiphany,
Thanks.
and Jamie Graham from Blackwell Deception,
Miss
and
Blackwell, my patience is wearing thin.
Those are my
family
favorites.
is waiting for me. Tell me what you want.
Tell me what you want. You remember I'm from the South?
You finished your writing for the day, Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, yes I have. And now I'm going.
There's several. that I thought of but never made into a game.
Page is blank.
A little too much to get into here, but there's several. So Laura materializes a lit cigarette in her hand. She has that power.
You haven't written anything today, have you?
Why do you say that?
The paper is blank.
What? How do you know that?
Jamie was the girl in the club. Yep.
There's dust. Don't forget the dust.
And there's dust on the typewriter.
Well, can't contradict you there.
So?
So, I don't think that's any of your business, Miss Blackwell. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Mr. Mitchell, 2 people are dead.
So I gathered.
You wrote about both of them.
Yes, I did.
You don't find anything suspicious about that.
I've written about hundreds of people over 30 years. The fact that 2 of them happen to be dead does not surprise me. It's just a coincidence.
Funny thing about my life, Mr. Mitchell? If something looks like a coincidence, it normally isn't.
Well, I hate to disappoint you.
Ooh, look at the sweat on this guy's brow. If he ain't lying, I'm dying. So to speak.
Ha 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 ha.
You aren't a very good liar.
And you are poking your nose into things you don't understand.
You'd be surprised at what I understand, Mr. Mitchell. Try me.
Who are you anyway? You come in, out of the blue, and bring up all this.
All of what?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I write about people and they die. Can you understand that? Can you? My whole life I've been driven to write about people. Now I kill them instead.
You're not a murderer, Mr. Mitchell.
No, I'm not. 5 years back, I tried to write about a man. An old man in a bar. He was killed the next day, choked to death. I didn't think anything of it at the time. Then I wrote about another man, Mr. Isaac Brown. You know him. He died the same way. Still figured it was just a coincidence. But then it happened with Mavis Wilcox. For the 3rd time in a row. No, I didn't kill them. Not on purpose. But if I wrote a 4th time, that would be murder. Plain and simple.
Why is this happening?
I think it's a penance of some kind. Shared the intimate details
A
of
fanfic
people's
about
lives
Joey
with
wondering where Laura
perhaps
kept
I
getting her cigarettes.
revealed one secret too many. I don't think about it anymore. I just come to work like nothing's wrong. Everyone's been very polite so far.
Why is he still at his
I'm sure
office
the
late
ball
at
will
night?
drop someday.
You know, that actually is a running gag with me because I've always felt urban fantasy and Blackwell games specifically work better at night. I mentioned in the stream yesterday that I had a scene in the daytime and the ghosts just looked awful, and so I always set the games at night. The problem there is to justify why everyone's at work and why everyone's awake and why everyone's willing to answer their phone and open their door and stuff. And I just ignore it. You know, atmosphere. That's why he's in his office late at night. I mean, he had a family too. I mean, he had a wife and kids at home, so he shouldn't be at his office late at night. And he was a devoted father, so he wouldn't be the type to do this. He was dedicated to his job, but he was dedicated to his family too. The cigarettes came from the void. Yeah, she totally did that.
You've done nothing wrong. There's a woman called the Countess. She kills whoever you write about.
A countess killing people that I write about. That's a tall story, and that's a lot to take in. Why would she do something like that? How did this happen?
Probably because of your connection to humanity. I don't know.
You said probably, so you're not sure?
Not as such, no.
Well then, I appreciate you trying, but I'd prefer if you left well enough alone.
I can't leave it alone, Mr. Mitchell.
Oh, rest assured you can. You seem like a capable young lady, and I'm sure you think you know what's what, but I don't want any more deaths on my conscience.
You know what's what? Did I mention I'm from the South?
I'm trying to help you.
And I never asked for it. People die when I write, so I don't write. The problem's solved.
If you won't help me, I'll have to go to the police.
Oh? And tell them what?
All those deaths, all killed the same way, so soon after you met them? I'm sure they'd be interested in that information.
Is that right? Well, I'd be careful if I were you.
Careful?
I'm not without defenses, if you know what I mean.
This is your
that
kind
a
of Twitch
threat?
stream?
Are you threatening
What am I
to
doing
write
right?
about me?
Tell me what I'm doing right so I'll remember to do it. I knew a guy who locked himself in a room overnight so he could edit his film. Yeah. Back in the day, I would work all night too, but...
Don't you want to help? There's a killer out there.
Who only kills people I write about. So I stopped writing about people. Problem solved.
Don't you want to write again?
Oh yes. But people are safe as long as I don't write about anything real. I've always wanted to try handed fiction. Had a story in my head for years.
This is actually
Probably
true.
the world, see how it goes. But no more deaths.
He had an idea for a fiction story, but never actually wrote it.
You know what? Go right ahead.
What do you mean?
You want to write so bad? Write about me. Dust off that typewriter and get to work. Knock yourself out.
Listen, I spoke out of turn. I didn't honestly mean...
Hell with that. Just do it.
Hey, this is dangerous.
I know what I'm doing.
I can't do it.
Like hell you can't. You've been writing for how long? 30 years? More? I know you can do it. I want to meet this thing head on. It's the only way. Do it.
You don't know what you're asking.
What's the worst that could happen?
You could die.
Oh. Is that all?
But
I used that in the trailer for the game.
Right. I was born in Troy, upstate New York. My mother's name was Patricia. My father... You getting this stuff down?
Well, I
wrote
have.
Lauren as kind of
Never
someone with a
happy.
little bit of a death wish. Just a little bit. I'm never happy. Danny Marco, I remember laughing when she read that line because it was just so bleak. Kind of a peek into my state of mind at the time.
Hey. We're supposed to be a team. You can't make this kind of decision without asking me first.
Button it, Joey. If this broad's a medium like me, then I have some questions for her. If I'm gonna end up like that, I want to know.
And if she kills you for your trouble?
Well, then I won't have to worry.
And what happens to me, huh? You die, what the heck happens to me?
You'll move on to whoever's next.
The
That's how it works, doesn't it?
IDG. Oh, I don't give a
about
fuck.
that.
Okay, I get
Maybe you'll end up
it.
with my baby brother. I'm sure you guys will get along great.
Yeah, great. When do you think she'll get here?
I don't know. I feel her coming, though. She knows who I am.
How can you feel that?
I just do. She was right. She's like me. Maybe mediums call out to each other.
So, any thought on how to handle her?
Nope.
I don't know who you're talking
I
about.
just want to talk to her.
Amiro?
Well,
No
she
idea.
can see and hear me, so I can help. You're not alone.
Yeah.
You understand? You're not alone.
I'm tired, Joey. I'm so tired.
All right, I'll just leave you to it.
Yeah.
She's here. So polite.
I
of
love
her
that little
to knock.
polite knock. Like, come on, Dave.
This is her bed. She can lie in it.
This is one case where the budget of the game comes through. There's no real budget for like a big action fight scene. Instead, I've got like this.
I know you.
Yes. Come in.
The box ghost when he gets passed on to Lauren's brother.
I'm watching you.
So. What's your story?
I want to help you.
Help me, huh?
You're in pain? Lost? I can help.
Who are you?
I am the Countess.
Lyrisath? Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's tense. It's so low-fi and low budget and low everything that I
Do you have a guide? This.
I still feel she is gone, but not completely gone.
What do you mean?
Kid, her mind is snapped. She's not gonna make any sense.
Yes. She snapped my mind. She went away and my world expanded. I see everything. Everything. It hurts.
Were you
Like
You know,
Joey?
I was happy. I was small.
Jack, we hardly knew
Saw
you.
the
We didn't
world
know
in
him at
new
all.
colors, and there was music. We helped people. It felt felt good. Now she is gone. Now I help people, but it feels...
You know, when I originally designed the series, I think I didn't... I know in Blackwell Epiphany, it says that Madeline and Jocelyn were together for a few months, but when I didn't intend that when I first designed it, so I think there's some inconsistencies there. So, oops.
Will I become like you? Please tell me. That's all I want to...
You are loved.
Loved? Loved by who?
You are in pain, my child. Let me help you.
Yes. Please help me.
Oh, it will you.
Hey, hey, let her go, you old witch.
The funny, I laugh, but
Can't do anything.
I remember a critique of this game was that, I mean, look at this. It's like, it's 4 frames of animation and this epic pounding music. And one of the critiques of this game, kind of a backhanded compliment, was that the music was almost too good for the game. Whoops, hello. That's not what I meant to do. Where's my cigarette? There it is. It's funny. I remember when we did Shardlight. Sorry, Francisco, if you're still here. Actually, this isn't a dig at you at all, but there was a similar fight scene in Shardlight where Amy is fighting a guard with a bayonet, and Ben's original animation for it was like 4 frames like this, and I kind of made the reference of like that's like the Blackwell Unbound Countess Lauren animation. We can do better now, and he did. So all right, let's blind this lady. Wanted to say something?
All right, that's what happens when you mess with us. Stay away from her.
No, she needs my
Yeah, I know. It kind of they struggle forever until you do something, which kind of negates the tension just a bit.
McCoy. Yeah, that's right. Come and save me. I'm right here.
Wait. I'm supposed to help her.
The funny what was I about to say? Oh yeah, like I think a thing about adventure games now, like everyone says, oh, you shouldn't die in an adventure game, and I don't think that. I think you should die in adventure games. I see nothing wrong with that, because you know if there's nothing at stake, then you don't feel it, you know, especially in a moment like this where they're just choking each other forever.
I'm waiting.
I'll save you.
This wasn't so well designed, but whatever. It does the job.
Past your prime. I don't think you can handle it.
You.
Come on.
You.
He quit the saving. Back. That stupid wall. Oh, come on, Dave.
Come on. Take me to the place with the bright light.
I can help you.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't kick your butt when you die. That is totally fine.
Well, come on.
Like if it just restarts back to like where the puzzle begins. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Why won't you let me help you?
Some reviewers made the correct, you know, critique that doing by shoving her over the balcony is kind of an, you know, not a psychotic thing to do exactly, but she gets off scot-free, as far as we know. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry. I can't look at
that animation was the last thing to be added at the last minute because we completely forgot to do
No
it.
ghost. She's gone.
Gone. I killed her.
Exactly, yeah, it adds to the tension, I
You
think.
made the right choice.
You can die in
Did I?
Unavowed, just to let you all
What
know.
if that's me one day, huh? What if I'm old and confused and alone?
You won't be alone. I'll make sure of that.
You say that now. But look at her. Her guide was gone.
I can't speak for the future, kid. Maybe someday we'll meet someone like her, and then maybe we'll find out more. But right here, right now, I'm here, and I'm staying put. That's something, isn't it?
I can go get her, the game's
Isn't it?
Okay.
So, I'll just go through the
Yeah,
credits and I'll get it.
it's something.
You're actually done? Okay. You can go get it.
Okay.
Where's dinner already?
Okay.
This is a bad idea.
Can you die in Shardlight?
don't
No,
need
you
to do
can't.
this.
Hello?
Hi. Jack?
Lauren.
Death,
Sis, is
yay.
that you?
Yeah, Jack. It's me.
Where have you been?
It's not
Yeah,
important.
Primordia had alternate endings for doing
Miss you.
poorly, to a
Tell me
degree.
about your life, Jack. How's Maria? When's the wedding?
This is a really bad idea.
Medium well done. Ha 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 ha. That was actually a pun by Richard Cobbett. I don't know if you're watching. That's Thomas Reagan singing. There's a reason why I use Abe Goldfarb in a lot, because he is good. Begins. There's frequent deaths and then there's stupid deaths, and that's what that's a legitimate complaint. In Sierra Games you'd pick up some random object and for no reason, dead. Danny Marco, who is now in LA doing actressy things. I Can See Into Forever was sung by an old friend of mine, Daryl Lathan. It begins. Chen Yang. I really should try to find. I don't know what happened to her. I completely lost touch with Chen. Who's this guy? Who's that dork? The phone. Because Jack is on the phone. Wow. Oh my god, this game was done 10 years ago, so I'm looking at all these old pictures of all my friends, and I'm like, we look so young and innocent. I didn't have a lot of beta testers back then. Yeah, Sandy and Brandon were the first people I ever met in the industry, and they were the ones who really kind of kept me going. So no matter what game I do, however many years I'm in this business, they always get special thanks. Quick thinking improv as well, and coffee, of course. Oh my god, that's my original logo. Oh my god, look at that. Real ugly. Oh my god, that's right, I forgot about the special features. Smoked 29 cigarettes. And Joy was hit one time by Isaac's saxophone. And I got the achievement for it too. Ooh. Oh no! I didn't take someone's picture. Who did I forget? What did I forget? I didn't take one of Dwayne. Oops. Let's see. Do I have bloopers? Yeah. Real ugly. Here we go. Yeah, alright.
Everything you say will be recorded.
Better be good.
Alright, I'm not gonna go through all these. Anyway, that is the game. Okay. Alright, well the timing is perfect because I gotta go get my daughter from daycare. Yeah. So, yeah, I gotta stop doing this and be a responsible parent and stuff. So, thank you again for joining me. I guess, there were no bugs. That's awesome. There was nothing that really stuck out at me except that the inventory items were very far apart. I'm trying to remember if it was like that originally. I'll have to try to find an old Let's Play and see. If it was like that originally, I'm just gonna leave it. Anyway, yeah, thank you again for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I get to talk about myself for a couple hours, so, you know, I can totally handle that. So, yeah, I guess I'll be doing Blackwell conversion soon. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. The follow-up Blackwell games are longer, so there's no way I can do it in one session, so we'll see how things go. This is kind of neat. Okay, so bye-bye, all. I'm going to turn this off now. Bye-bye.